another Watchalong on Premier Sport Fun Center. Tonight it's match day 2 of the EPL and it's Chelsea against West Ham. Both sides are without a win in match day 1 and both sides yet to score their first goal in the EPL. So tonight they'll be coming straight to the London Stadium and try to break all those shackles and get the first goal of the season and get the season rolling. Who is going to get the first goal? Will it be Chelsea or will it be West Ham in the second half? We have 90 minutes to go in that encounter between Chelsea and West Ham. Both players, both teams are currently, about to get onto the pitch and get the action done. My name is Adi Emishego and I'll be your host for tonight's Watchalong on Premier Sport Fan Center. Don't forget, it's a commentary and analysis based program, but I'm not alone in the studio as I have with me two men who will do together. We'll be doing justice to tonight's fixture. To my far left is Yemite. Yemite, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Shell. Good evening, Jimmy. It's so good to be back on this Watch Along edition. Both teams here to get their 3 points, get the season up and running with their 3 points. But let's see how far it will go. London derby can go either way. Yeah? So football will answer the question at the end of the day.
Jimmy, you are in the studio. Yes, I think we were in the studio last time Chelsea played against Crystal Palace. It was an interesting game. Yes, unfortunately it ended up 0-0, and it was really, I knew it was a bad day for you in the office as a Chelsea fan. But tonight here you have another chance of getting a victory against West Ham, or probably a point again against West Ham. But what are your expectations coming into this game?
Yeah, my expectations are high for Chelsea, especially, going into the Club World Cup, the way they did winning it was something remarkable for them. And, West Ham are a team that struggled a bit, recently with form. Graham Potter hasn't really found his feet yet, unlike Enzo Maresca, who has been flying for Chelsea. So I'm really expecting Chelsea to come up with a good result.
Okay, yes, that's the expectations from the guys in the studio. Everybody, it's 100%. Yes, going into that game, expect Chelsea to get a victory over West Ham at the London derby. It's one of those, about 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5 London derbies lined up for Chelsea in the first 5 games in the EPL. Going up against West Ham. Yes, last season it was flawless victory for Chelsea against Graham Potter and his boys. Are you expecting something in that, in something like that again to happen today at the London Stadium?
Yeah, I'm expecting that, and I expect that and more. I think that West Ham are just a team that have not yet got their balance. I think they are still on the transfer market trying to do some minute business, and they don't want to lose their marquee man, also the Brazilian. So I think that is and Tosin also is back for the defensive solidity for Chelsea. So I think it should be advantage Chelsea, but there's no advantage in derbies.
Okay, there's no way we'll talk about West Ham without talking about some of their transfer targets. And Jimmy, yes, I'm talking about the transfer target for West Ham. We have the Chelsea outskirts. That is, I'm talking about Raheem Sterling. He has been linked with a move to West Ham. Do you think he will be adding, more stability or more experience to this West Ham side?
I think he'll be adding more of the experience. West Ham, I said, are struggling a bit. Raheem Sterling brings that, experience as a winner. He has won in Manchester City. He has played for big clubs. He can help their mentality, bringing that winning mentality into the team.
And I think that Cole Palmer is out of the starting 11 and not on.
I think it was we'll be seeing what really happened, but it's looking like maybe he picked up a knock on the training session. But
I think
the starting lineup, which was actually released before the game, had Cole Palmer starting for Chelsea. But this time around, we're seeing Estevao, the young Brazilian who has been thrown into the starting 11 by the Chelsea manager. We'll be waiting to see what really happened. That Cole Palmer is has not been able to start this game as expected. Only time will tell. But looking at last week, yes, during the Manchester Chelsea Crystal Palace game, unfortunately for him, it became the last game for Iberichi. He was a tormentor in chief against Chelsea on that Sunday game. He'll be joining Arsenal now, having completed his medicals with the Gunners up this morning. What do you think he will bring into this Gunners side?
It's going to bring flair. It's going to bring quality on the left hand side for Arsenal. They lack that man on the left. They have a very good right hand side in Bukayo Saka. Martinelli hasn't quite been the firing man that they will expect, or he hasn't been consistent as well. And I expected Arsenal to go for a left-sided player in the window. They went for Noni Madueke, which is not his favored position. I think it's better on the right, but Eberechi is going to bring a massive bonus to Arsenal.
Okay, here's the confirmation. Kopama is out of the Chelsea lineup after leaving the warm-up earlier than everyone else alongside Chelsea's fitness coach Marcos Alvarez, and he has been replaced by Estevao William for this encounter. So we're looking if it's going to be a long-term injury, but I'm very sure that is one thing Chelsea fans don't
Oh,
really
he's
see.
injured.
Yeah, he's injured. I think he picked up a knock during the training session.
Oh my goodness. There's one thing that Chelsea don't want to see, but that will also maybe it's like injuries that will make some clubs speed up their transfer process. So I think that will speed up Xavi Simons'
yes.
negotiations, and it will put Chelsea in a not so comfortable position negotiating.
Okay, talking about Xavi Simons, that player is starting for RB Leipzig tonight against Bayern Munich. We'll also be tracking that game to see what is really happening right there in Germany. Football is back around the world, and also the Nigerian Premier Football League also kick-started today. It was the tie between the defending champions, Remo Stars, and against last season's runner-up, Rivers United. That game ended 1-1 for... The 2 goals were scored within the first 10 minutes of that encounter, and I thought it was going to be a lot of goals at the MKO Stadium at Abeokuta, but unfortunately, just those 2 goals in the first 10 minutes was all that we had in that encounter. But it was a thrilling encounter for the Nigerian club side in that encounter.
Yeah, when you look at it, Remo Stars, the now defending champion, but I can call them the champions of the league. And one of the things that I think will affect them too, they have a chunk of their players that went to represent Nigeria at the just not so concluded, but that were part of the team that was ousted from the competition. And also Rivers United, a tough nut to crack. It will be a long season. Right now it's easier to get points away than towards the end of the season. So I think that it's a good one to start the league with. And mouth-watering. How I wish that the Nigerian league is as big as where we see those games on our screens easily, not like we just have to source before we get there.
Okay, yes, we'll also be giving analysis results of whatever is happening in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Nigerian Premier Football League. Sorry, every time we tends to change the name of the league. Okay, kick started already at the London Stadium between West Ham United and Chelsea. Right there, we can see Cole Palmer looking so cold on the bench right now. I think he's not been dressed for this encounter after picking up a knock during the warm-up before
Honestly,
the encounter.
I just hope
it's really
just
surprising to Chelsea fans. I'm seeing Chelsea starting 11 without Cole Palmer. I can't really remember the last time Chelsea really started a game without their talisman. And let's see what William Estevao will be bringing into this encounter for the Blues. Yes, this is his first start in the EPL for Chelsea, and he'll be looking to also give a good account of himself in this encounter.
He's playing a different role today.
No, I think it's more about João Pedro playing more of behind the striker, the way I'm looking at it. Estevao, only time we tell what
because when we saw the
he was placed centrally.
Formation arrangement, he was placed centrally, and he used to play that role too also in Palmares then. So it's also a game like he can play those.
I think that is actually the beauty of having him and João Pedro started together, because they can actually switch seamlessly during the course of the game. Okay, we'll look at this starting 11 for Chelsea. Robert Sanchez remains the goalkeeper, and in defense we have Marco Correa, Tosin Adarabioyo is back from injury, Trevor Chalobah and Malo Gusto. There's no starting position for the Chelsea captain, Rhys James, tonight. Enzo Fernandez is in the midfield, and Moises Caicedo captain Chelsea tonight, making his 100th appearance for the Blues. And up front we have Estevao, João Pedro and Pedro Neto. Leon Delap is the low-man striker tonight for Chelsea. There is no Jimmy Gittins, who started the game against Crystal Palace, but tonight he has been dropped to the bench. After I think he still needs time coming into the EPL newly.
Yeah, not just EPL. I think he needs to understand how Chelsea wants to play. The intent, the idea, the football idea of the manager whenever we are just going forward and when we are trying to track back defensively. So I think that, he was trying to, the anxiety was there the first game. He was not really calm. The way he tried to take on the defenders. I think he needs to sit and learn from the bench, then grow into the squad.
Okay, to Jimmy, yes, the starting 11 for West Ham includes Amerson, the goalkeeper was gotten from Leicester City. So this is a name I'm very sure the Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca is is very much familiar with. We have Todibo in defense, Kilman and Algard is a strong defense for West Ham. In midfield, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is playing as a wing back. What Price is in the midfield. Soshek also in the midfield. We have Diop also in the midfield for West Ham in this encounter. We have also up front, we have Folklog, the striker from Germany, the captain also Gerard Bowen, and also the talisman in the middle of the park, Lucas Paqueta. With all the creativity of West Ham will be on tonight. We show that tonight. Looking at the starting 11, is this a strong West Ham starting 11 that can trouble Chelsea tonight?
Yeah, this is definitely strong West Ham 11 that can trouble Chelsea. Look at the midfield, they have the likes of Thomas Soucek, James Ward-Prowse. You look at the attack, they have Paqueta, Jared Bowen, Fulkroof. These are players that can really harm Chelsea. And I watched Chelsea against Crystal Palace. I noticed that they struggled physically, with the physicality of the game. And looking at these players that West Ham have, they can use that area of being physical to really harm Chelsea, because Chelsea struggled a lot in terms of physicality against Crystal Palace.
Okay, one man will give it man of the match performance in that game against Crystal Palace has to be Josh Archipong, but he's not starting tonight. I don't think it will be a big mix, or will it be a big blow to the young man not starting this game after that spirited performance against Crystal Palace.
I think that against Crystal Palace, you see that it was shaky. We can say a very good performance because we have to look at his age and play on the standard, as you rightly said. So we need an upgrade. There's an upgrade who is available, Tosin, so he had to step in. He still needs to grow. But he's one hell of a talent that Chelsea have on their hands.
Okay, yes, he's one hell of a talent at the end of Chelsea. Talking about Josh Archipong, who can also play as a right back, or he's primarily a right back for Chelsea. West Ham are playing from the left of our screens, while Chelsea are playing from the right of our screens. And what a goal, what a hit! And that's just beating the Chelsea goalkeeper. Talking about Lucas Paqueta. What a goal from the Brazilian to open the floodlight of goals tonight at the London Stadium. How on earth that beats the Chelsea goalkeeper and his West Ham?
During TalkSport, I have been one of those people that have been saying Chelsea needs a good, solid goalkeeper that is reliable. You can't rely on Sanchez. We saw what they did last season. Even in the final of the Champions League, even in the final of the Champions, look at it.
His positioning
was wrong.
That was poor positioning from Sanchez there. To be beaten from that, look at how many meters he was beaten from there. Look at that beautiful shot from Lucas Paqueta there. That is the typical Robert Sanchez we've been seeing ever since he joined Chelsea. One of those crazy mistakes from him there. He should be doing better. He should be doing better from that situation, that position there. Probably this is time for Chelsea to actually look onto the bench and bring in Jorgensen for that, probably as a starting goalkeeper for Chelsea.
Maybe because look at it now. Chelsea will be under pressure because of his mistakes. And these guys, when the goalkeeper keeps making those kinds of errors, you won't comfortably attack the way you should. Yeah. And now you see, this is a team that is very solid in low blocks. West Ham knows how to be. Their defensive arrangement is very, very tight, and the playmaker, the best creative thing we have going forward, is injured. Now, I think Chelsea will really struggle in this game because of the goalkeeper.
All right, that's a fortunate one for Chelsea, conceding in the 6th minute when they control possession, 33%, 93% of ball possession to Chelsea at the point when they conceded that goal to Lucas Paqueta. And back in play right there is Chelsea coming out to attack right now. Tosin Adarabioyo on the ball there, finds Trevor Chalobah, and Chalobah will look straight inward into the midfield, back onto the part of Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin comes inward and finds Marco Correa. Correa, the Spanish defender, looks all there, finds on his Chelsea teammate Enzo Fernandez tries to trade one into the box there, but not into the part of the Chelsea player there. West Ham will clear the lines and back in place, Chelsea in possession. I think the referee spotted on the infringement there, or probably a West Ham player going straight to the turf there. It's the 9th minute of the second time. It's West Ham leading 1-0 at home against Chelsea. Against all out, a beautiful goal scored by Lucas Paqueta, the Brazilian midfielder for West Ham there. Beautiful goal, no doubt, and that should be one of the contender for the goal of the week.
What a goal by Paqueta. Honestly, I don't see how Robert Sanchez is getting beaten from that distance. Not to take anything away from Paqueta, I mean, it was a lovely strike, but he should never be beaten by with that position. That was a very, very bad positioning from him, and I think this is also a wake-up call for Chelsea, because they've had a big blow in Palmer being out of the game, and now they've seen that Robert Sanchez can't be relied on. I think it's a wake-up call in terms of the transfer market to be looking at a goalkeeper and potentially an attacking midfielder.
Okay, let's look at that area again. I think who lost the ball in the middle of
It's
the park?
Estevao.
Who lost the ball there. And you look at the free run being given to Lucas Paqueta there. There was nobody covering up.
The ball was
apart from even blaming the goalkeeper, we look at the defenders on the midfielders.
What is this?
Nobody was closing,
What is this?
Nobody was closing Lucas Paqueta.
Why is he going for that ball with the right hand instead of the left?
Left hand. That's what I was looking.
What is that?
That's what I was looking.
That is, see, there's a limit to how the player has to be careful with the runs. He's trying to shield him off the post, and he just gave it that. And I wasn't expecting him to go for that one with the right hand.
Unfortunately, as it stands
The
right
camera
now,
is on him. He knows.
as it stands,
Keep
Robert
making
Sanchez,
this
the Samba boy, to always bring to the party. Looking at the Chelsea side in the early 10 minutes of this encounter, we've still not seen much from Chelsea attacking against the West Ham. It looks like West Ham are interested in playing more of the low blocks. But for how long can they play that low block against Chelsea? Pedro Neto on the ball there for Chelsea, still waiting for his looking for his first goal. This is it for the Blues, and looks inward into the midfield, finds his teammate there. Chelsea looks to attack against West Ham, back to Marco Correa. Correa looks inward and finds the captain, who is playing his 100th game for Chelsea tonight. And he's into the box there, and still Chelsea. Estevao on the ball there, finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez with a flick there. Malo Gusto on the ball there, spotting Jesse number 27 for Chelsea. Looks inward into the middle, and he has a cross from Chelsea with this very chance there. And he has the Blues in possession of the ball. Marco Correa will gather that for Chelsea. Holds onto the ball, allows that to roll out, and it's going to be a throw-in to the Chelsea side in the 12th minute. I think, yes, the referee says it's a throw-in. I'm not interested in looking for a penalty there. Back to Marco Correa. Correa with the ball there, finds his Chelsea teammate Moises Caicedo, and Caicedo finds Tosia Darabia, who also missed out on the Nigerian Super Eagles team list. Yes, where everybody were thinking probably he'll be making his debut for Nigeria, but he's not paid for that game against what's it called, Rwanda and South Africa.
Yeah.
The Nigerian manager released a 31-man squad today, and we'll be reeling out the names on that squad when we get to the halftime analysis of this program. But back to the Chelsea game. Tosia Darabia on the ball there for Chelsea, comes forward with the ball there. What will he make out of that? Chelsea go out and finds Trevor Chalobah, and Chelsea will look to attack against West Ham right now. And we're straight into the 12th minute. It's still the Blues coming out to attack and trying to force West Ham out as early as 12 minutes. And you can see how frustrated West Ham want to be right now.
It's a team that you don't want to concede first against. Now to now concede with a terrible mistake from a goalkeeper. Even an academy goalkeeper will not concede that kind of a goal. It is annoying. It is annoying. Look at the kind of goal he conceded. And everybody keeps saying it. I don't know why the hierarchies at Chelsea are behaving like they are blind and they cannot.
And here's a chance for Chelsea with this big chance there. Well, that rolls out there, and it's on West Ham. Diop will be clearing the lines for West Ham. When West Ham has a chance to attack against Chelsea, but that rolls out for a throw-in. And it's going to be a throw-in to Chelsea right there. It's raining goals right there in the German Bundesliga as Bayern Munich are 3 goals up at the 42nd minute against RB Leipzig. Michael Olise with 2 goals, one in the 27th minute and second one in the 42nd minute. Luis Diaz also scoring in the 32nd minute for Bayern Munich. 3-0 up in that encounter against RB Leipzig is a big one in the first half.
Yeah, it's a big one. Big statement. I think that, that's the way to go. Yeah. When you want to announce your stake, lay your authority on the league. And yes, that's the way to go. Okay. Now, there will be, I think, if they can win 3+ goals, they should be comfortable at the top from the first.
Yes, and those are the defending champions of the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich are going up against RB Leipzig. Yes, there used to be one team that actually go all out against Bayern Munich, but this time around it looks like, yes, Bayern are not yet to play against them. Harry Kane is on the pitch and still yet to score a goal, so you should be scared when Bayern are leading 3-0 and Harry Kane is yet to score a goal. Chelsea with the cross into the box with that beat. Oh, what a beautiful save there from that young man there, Diop there. and Estevan will have arrived at the end of the field there and probably got ahead onto that ball there. But unfortunately for West Ham there, the off was there, and that was the man who assisted the first goal in this encounter for West Ham. It's going to be a corner kick to Chelsea against West Ham right now, and that is the first corner in this encounter in the 15th minute. And here's Pedro Neto, the Portuguese winger, who is standing on this for Chelsea. Chelsea has about 3 or 4 players in the box there. Tosin Adrabioyo is one player who we've known to be good with the area threat.
That's a goal!
And that is the goal for Chelsea. And it's João Pedro's first goal in the EPL for the Blues, and what a way to respond. And this man is showing that, yes, he's not a fluke at the Chelsea, and he is the man to lead the line for Chelsea. The Brazilian with his first goal in the EPL for Chelsea, and what a way to respond on the 15th minute on mark.
Yeah, what a way to respond. I mean, good corner kick from Chelsea. We know Chelsea are not so great with set plays, but I think Cucurella got a head on it before João Pedro. So what an assist. Good response from Chelsea, and let's see how they take it from here.
Yeah, good one for Chelsea. And it's so odd seeing Chelsea scoring from corner kick situation there. Look at the flick on the back there, straight onto the head of João Pedro, and the goalkeeper there, Emerson, had nothing to do there. There was no chance for him there. Look at the way João Pedro, actually directed his header. And Chelsea fans were always complaining last season, 2 seasons ago, that there's a need for there's a need for a striker. And right now it looks like Nicholas Jackson has been frozen out of Chelsea. Is that actually a good situation he found himself?
When you have opportunities and you don't take them, they don't come all the time. When they come, you take them. And he had 2 good seasons. Even Chelsea had to put faith in him. After that transfer saga with Osimhen collapsed, they didn't go for alternative target, thinking that, Jackson might come good. And at the end of the day, look at the performance. And look at João Pedro coming up. And yes, and you need to see the suitors that Jackson is having.
Okay, is it that what's it called? Jimmy, I don't really like to forget your name. Is it that Chelsea had enough of Nicholas Jackson?
Yeah, they've had enough of him. I mean, you look at the last game he played, not good enough. He didn't offer much against Newcastle. The red card. That's a goal from West Ham.
That was the second goal for West Ham.
Horrible defending.
From Chelsea. Foucault back and putting West Ham at the front in this encounter at 17th minute, and West Ham with a second goal. Chelsea 5 players are really complaining there. Well, that's what they are complaining about. The German striker there, Nicholas Foucault, with a second goal for West Ham in this encounter. At 17 minutes, is West Ham back in the lead against Chelsea.
I think the referee is talking to the VR. Let's see. I think the replay can do us good to think about what happened.
It's so frustrating to see Chelsea struggle like this against West Ham. Once you see a side like Sunderland,
I think that's enough.
Let's say that again. But Foucault is not. No. The reset. Let's look at the reset again. No, I don't think there was an offside call there.
In the build-up.
Let's see the build-up again. The way he started, I think the player actually drove back into the middle of the park. But let's see what VR will be thinking about. But that is actually frustrating. I think, let's see the Chelsea player, the last man there, Cucurella. I think this should be offside. The Western player there, his legs and his hands are actually putting.
What about the tech? I thought the Premier League has started using the technology. They should not start the lines.
Okay, yes, that's VR
just
checking the goal.
Time.
And we can see the Western players haven't praying to go there. That goal should stand, because they have a chance to go back into the lead against Chelsea. VR decision is what we are waiting for there. And it's an offside call. That is the right call. I don't know why Yemite was actually dumbfounded when Chelsea considered that goal, but right now he can find it. He can find his voice.
No, I saw that one. I was like, that should be an offside. That was why I said, okay, let us wait to see what. It was
just an inch.
Yes,
just an inch.
Just offside.
Probably if Cucurella's hair had just flinked backward.
Not the hair, but the foot. Had it been?
No. I'm saying had it been Cucurella's hair has just flinked inward. Probably he would have kept him on side there.
Maybe he should have turned to a Jordan.
Okay, back to status quo. It's 1-1 in that game between Chelsea and West Ham. That goal is not going to stand. And one man who has actually struggled in this game has to be Liam Delap. We've not really seen much of him. He hasn't been called into action by the Chelsea striker players in this.
number 9 that can lead the line. And I think Joao Pedro is not a proper number 9. I think it's just a guy that can play all across board in the forward line. So Chelsea need a proper number 9 that can lead the line. But
probably they should keep Nicholas Jackson in.
No, Nicholas Chelsea wanted to keep him. He insisted.
He's a proper
He's
nine.
not a proper
He
nine.
insisted. See, let me tell you one thing.
He's only
We can castigate
he's actually a proper
Nicholas Jackson, but check last season.
A proper nine is
No,
not a
see,
proper nine.
check last season. Nicholas Jackson made Chelsea look better. Whenever he's not playing, Chelsea struggle a lot to create chances because of his run. Sometimes he pulled up 2 players to himself. You have to check his assist rate. The way it drops in between the lines and set up wingers to go and score. You need to check that out. Aston Villa is up for him. Newcastle and Bayern Munich. There's something they have seen. And Chelsea is not holding back for even a 60 million deal. So you should know that he has the potential. Yes, he's not finishing, but he's getting to the final balls. He's getting to the final balls. And look at Salah. That was how Salah was at Chelsea. Before you now when he found his scoring boot, look at what he's doing for Liverpool. So that's one of the things about players like Jackson. If he can find his scoring boot in your team, my goodness.
Okay, 20 minutes into the encounter, West Ham comes out threatening against Chelsea again, looking for a second goal in this encounter. It looks like there will be an area threat against Chelsea, and where's down that tall man there, Fokog getting onto the end of that, but not into the back of the net. Opening 20 minutes, 2 goals, and 2 goals from 2 men who are playing as the attacking midfielders in this encounter. Both are Brazilians, so Lucas Paqueta with West Ham's only goal, and João Pedro with Chelsea's only goal in this encounter.
And both are Brazilians.
Yeah, both are Brazilians, like I said, in this encounter. So let's see how it goes in this one. Yes, we have a go-go situation already in this one between Chelsea and West Ham. It's going to be a throw into Chelsea, and Malo Gusto is standing on this throwing. But looking at the first 20 minutes we've seen in this encounter, what has been your assessment of the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think Chelsea are struggling a bit with West Ham. I don't, like I said, looking at West Ham on the weekend, the way they struggled against Sunderland, you think Chelsea will find it easy to run through them and beat them. But I think they know Chelsea struggle with a low block, and they are doing that well currently against them. And also they look like they are a bit more physical than Chelsea at the moment.
You have to give it the F to Enzo Fernandez. That was a beautiful one back ball for Chelsea. It's Nicholas. João Pedro with a cross there for Chelsea, but easily caught up there by Diop there. And Chelsea winning the ball back. Referee allows place to continue. Still the Blues in the box there. Cross with a spinning chance. That's a goal. That is the second goal. And it's Pedro Neto returning Chelsea. But I think VR will be having a check on that for that way they want the ball back there for that foul. But let's see if that is going to count there. You can see Lucas Paqueta saying he was tackled unfairly there, but good, beautiful goal there from Pedro Neto for Chelsea to put Chelsea into the lead. We'll be waiting for VR assessment to see if that goal is going to stand. It's one thing for you to it's one thing for you to celebrate goals in the EPL. It's one thing for you to know that yes, that goal is actually
the same way Fogg just celebrated.
Fogg actually danced after scoring that goal. But I think that was neatly won there by the Chelsea defender, Chelsea midfielder there, and Pedro Neto putting that into the back of net. Let's see that again.
That was Chalobah.
João Pedro involved again in the goal.
Let's see that again. Is that João Pedro with the cross?
That's
Pedro. Is that Pedro with the cross there?
João Pedro with the cross.
Okay, yes, that looks like it's Pedro with the assist for Chelsea's up goal there, scored by Pedro Neto, the Portuguese winger. He had a Warsaw Club World Cup for Chelsea, looking more like me watching Cristiano Ronaldo at the Club World Cup.
This is a clean tackle.
Let's see that. If we allow that to stand there, the 25th minute approaching the 26th minute. Pedro Neto pulled that into the back of the net for Chelsea's second goal, and it's only about time to say if VAR will allow that to stand. Well, what's your assessment?
VAR should. I think VAR should, because if you look at the way Chalobah went in for that tackle, he went in to just take advantage of the space because the ball was at the space. So I think Paqueta, looking at he has lost the ball. And it stands. The goal stands to Chelsea, and it's Chelsea's second goal. I think I should
go and try to get my referee. And that is Pedro Neto with the second goal for the Blues. And yeah, he's a worry for the Blues as Malo Gusto is down on the top there, receiving treatment We have the Chelsea captain, Rhys James, who is on the bench. So it looks like there's quality on the bench for Malo Gusto should anything happen.
Yeah, there's Rhys James. There's also Achipong who can do well on that right wing, and there's also Chaloba who can switch there.
I don't actually like seeing centre backs play switch
right,
as a right back. That was one of the problems I had with Disasi. Disasi wasn't a poor defender, on his good day, but most of his disasters when he was playing at Chelsea was on the right back.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why
You won't forget
I don't love seeing centre backs come in as makeshift fullbacks.
Especially joining the attack and coming back to defend is a level of. See, that wing is almost the stressful wing, the most stressful wing on the field of play, apart from the number 4. But when you look at the game against Man City under Pochettino, you saw that man of the match performance, central back, the strength, the power that he brings to the centre half. But I think that it is more about the fluidity. Now, football is now more technical than the physicality of the defender. So you need to be able to play from the defense. Start the passing, and because now the modern day football, the defenders and the goalkeepers are the ones that start the playing. So once they don't start the playing, the team will struggle to lay their imprint on the game. So I think that's where the Sassi started struggling with the Enzo Maresca way of playing.
Okay, so you can hear that. And talking about this Sassi, he's been linked with a big money move to Bournemouth. Yes, I think about 25 million euros. Not really a big money move, but I think that should be yes. Was it around 20? No, it was Monaco. I think it was around 40 million Chelsea paid for him. Yes, from Monaco.
Is it Monaco?
Yeah, he came from Monaco. So it's left to see if he'll be making that move to talking about Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth also got Petrovic from Chelsea, but Petrovic started the EPL was a baptism of fire against Liverpool, considering 4 goals against Liverpool.
Yeah,
there was absolutely nothing. That especially that penalty position that KT came from. He just had to dive somewhere. Maybe he will be lucky, but he wasn't lucky at the end of the day.
He was lucky at the end of the day. Chelsea back in possession. Robert Sanchez with the ball takes a long one, tries to play in the second goal scorer. Pedro Neto. Yes, Neto on the ball. Chelsea looks to attack him. Liam Delap falling into position. But that will be getting straight to Esteval, but straight into the hands of this man who is never scared of playing a shot here. João Pedro with a scissor shot there, but that's kept on rising and won't threaten the goalkeeper Emerson in goal post for West Ham. It's still 2-1 Chelsea lead at the 27th minute.
And I think that Chelsea should start thinking of maybe whenever, if Chelsea couldn't get another playmaker, João Pedro, I think, can do a good job. Because the way he's calm on the ball, he is this player that the way he handles the ball, he thinks more than the average player. Like Pedro Neto just want to cut a few step overs. But João Pedro, he has the vision and all those things right from his days at Brighton. So I think Chelsea have one hell of a player at their hands.
Okay, as I always say that about João Pedro.
After Chelsea,
from Watford to Brighton and Brighton to Chelsea, he has been a terrific player.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the young player.
After he joined at the Club World Cup, after the final, after Chelsea won, so one of the guys went to him and spoke to him, and he was almost teary, like, I came to win trophy. I came to Chelsea to win medal. Yes, and look at it. It was showing. Look at it. I've already, honestly.
Now, there's a club that can't actually relate with that.
No. Yes.
Eberechi has completed.
So that they don't cry on it.
Eberechi has completed his move from Crystal Palace to Arsenal. There have been some arguments on some banters on social media that he won his last trophy in his career with with Crystal Palace.
Yeah, it can be like that. It's the last major trophy, because they can win Emirates Cup is a trophy, but major official trophy. You see, I think that club needs some deliverance. I think now Papa Kumuyi is now based in the UK, so maybe it can help their life. Since they are also in the same city, London is where Papa Kumuyi, I think he is frequent more now. So I think that some other people can help.
All right, 29 minutes into that game between West Ham and Chelsea. Chelsea still leading 2-1. Costly goal scored by João Pedro and also Pedro Neto with a second goal. Two Pedros putting the ball into the back of the net for the Blues. Enzo Pedro to Pedro for the assist also for Chelsea in this encounter. Referee allows plays to continue since that was a fair challenge from the Blues. And yes, Trevor Chalobah, one man who was almost being sold and actually overturned it and turned himself into a mainstream in the Chelsea's starting 11. And yes, on the Chelsea players in the middle of the park there. And what would they make out of that? Chelsea go out and find the oldest Chelsea player at the age of 27, Chelsea and the oldest player at Chelsea. It's left to see if Chelsea actually play an under 21, team selection. Yes, Trevor Chalobah with the ball there for the Blues. Comes forward with the ball there, goes out wide and finds his teammates Esteval. We've not really seen much from Esteval in this first 30 minutes of the second time.
Yeah, I think a player that wasn't expected to start, and you just put him in a different role entirely. So I think that will really it will even affect the whole team because the most creative player is not even around on the field of play. So I think over time,
is that creativity missing in this encounter?
Yeah,
I think
they scored 2 goals.
Has done a good work there.
He has done a good job, but you see the way Chelsea play, there are ways Kopama drops in to get the ball. Nobody is doing that. It will at least. It's just that Chelsea now have more options up front to at least do the needful. But the role of Kopama is still obvious. We can see it. Those quick turns, those 1-2, those playing close to the strike, setting those final passes. We've not really seen a true pass in this game so far.
Probably that is one of the things that is really affecting Liam Delap. That's one of the reasons why it's been isolated up front. And maybe that's one of the reasons why Chelsea are going into the market to get on Xavi Simons and also Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United.
On the left.
Talking about Alejandro Garnacho, are you in support of him joining Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm in support, 100%.
Why about you?
He's 21.
I disagree.
1, business. 2, go and check the games Garnacho chose to show up, even against Chelsea.
To show up.
No, see, chose to show up in the sense that look at the team he's playing. Look at last season. Man U was struggling practically throughout last season. No steady playing pattern. See, players it was like the same thing that happened to Misha, Mikhailo Modric. Adibini had gone to Arsenal, I think he would blossom. Because there's already a playing structure on ground. Now Chelsea has a way of playing football, a stable team. It will just be a plug and play. I think it will it will do better, or it will create a very stiff competition with Gittins on the left. Because Gittins and Garnacho, for me, his role model is Cristiano Ronaldo. And sometimes he turns up. He turns up. So look at that goal against Everton.
Okay.
Have you forgotten that bicycle kick? I think the goal of the season, 2 seasons ago, last season. So Garnacho for me, good business. But I don't want Chelsea to spend more than 50, maybe 30 million.
All right, it's left to see if Chelsea will be completing that move for the Manchester United winger. Both are still about 15 million pounds apart of each other. Chelsea wanting to sign him within 30 to 35 million pounds. Manchester United holding up for 50 million pounds. Citing Chelsea paying, Aston paying that much for Noni Madueke from Chelsea, and also Tottenham Hotspur paying that much for what's it called for Kudus, Mohamed Kudus, and also Newcastle getting Elanga for 52 or to 53 million pounds. So they are citing this kind of situations, and it has even been made worse today with some effort to signing Tyler Diblin for 42 million pounds. It's left to see. It's left to see what Manchester United will be taking on their heads. Tottenham Hotspur are interested in coming into this deal, but Alejandro Garnacho is straight about it. It's Chelsea or nothing.
Even Bayern came, called, said no thanks, Chelsea. So I think that,
and that is actually making
even Xavi Simons.
Well, this is making it hard for the clubs right now.
Esteval is in.
Esteval with a chance for Chelsea with that big
goal.
Another goal. This is the Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez tapping that into the back of the net. Esteval with the assist.
And you said Chelsea will not sell money for this guy.
And what is that? That is a turnaround.
A direct and serious player.
And that is a turnaround from Chelsea, from conceding first to scoring on the 3 bounce in this game. And the Blues are running away with a lead in this game and a win in this game. And you can see the former Chelsea manager there, Graham Potter, not having a belief of what is befalling him right there at the London Stadium. And it looks like London Stadium is falling right now.
Yeah, Brilliant play from
at that run
Liam
from
Delap.
West Ham.
Brilliant hold-up play from Liam Delap. And look at
And
the
that's
run.
what it brings. That's what it brings to the game.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
hold-up play. We talked about it. Yes, we might not see him scoring. Reminds me of a certain Olivier Giroud on
Yeah.
France run to win the World FIFA World Cup in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 2014? 2018. Yes, 2018. And look at Estevao there. He didn't even.
If it was Noni, I don't think Noni will finish this like this.
He
I
didn't,
doubt
even put, he didn't even put his head up.
No,
to
honestly,
see
because-
who he was actually. That pass was aimed for.
Yeah, that's to show his intelligence. His intelligence, sorry, is on another level. Like you said, I don't think MatchWeek would be having that end product that Estevao just
Wow.
had there.
Like I said, it looks like the London Stadium is falling right now because we can see West Ham fans are making their way back home as early as the 35th minute of this encounter. It's Chelsea with 3 goals in this encounter and West Ham with 1. It's Enzo Fernandez, the Argentine, who is the latest goal scorer in this encounter. Chelsea 3, West Ham 1 at the 35th minute.
Yeah, 35th minute. It is Chelsea 3-1 up. Who would have thought the same way they went down in the 60th minute of this encounter. Now they are back up, even with an extra goal cushion to put the icing on the cake. But hey, there's one team that you can't really trust them 100% defensively all through last season, and that team is Chelsea Football Club. So let's hope that they don't concede more.
Looking at the West Ham fans, you can see their face looking disappointed in their team. Were they coming here expecting to get a victory over Chelsea? I think we have more.
It's a
We
derby.
have a lot of Polo in the
Yeah,
in the fan base here.
You know it's a derby,
Yeah.
and they will always
Bragging
want
rights.
to have one over their close rival. So I think that they will want to win, and they started on a good note. So it's like they raised their hopes.
And it's looking like that assist has brought Estevao into
The game,
into
yeah.
life and more into the game. In this confidence
keep
of
growing,
being
yeah.
boosting and growing in this encounter. Chelsea in possession of the ball there. Marco Correa finds his defensive and Pierre there. Tosin Adarabioyo who looks into the midfield. Yes, that man who has been adjudged to be one of the very best, if not the best, offensive midfielder in the EPL. Moises Caicedo controlling the tempo of the game for Chelsea in the middle of the park. He's never losing a foot in a game of football. Yeah, he's Wan-Bissaka on the ball there and tries to beat Pedro Neto, but Pedro Neto shields it out of there. The referee says that was a fair challenge. It's going to be
It
improvement
looks
for
like
Chelsea.
the Premier League referees these days are taking lectures from the Italian referees, because the physicality they just throw a blind eye on is increasing than the normal Premier League referee we used to know. If you look at it, in fact, that tackle by Chalobah, another Premier League referee might
Well,
have
been a free
given.
kick.
Yeah. So I think they want the league to be more entertaining, and you have to do as if you ate from your house.
All right,
John
27
Ransom.
minutes into the game. Over there from the Chelsea goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, whose error actually gifted West Ham their only goal in this encounter. Malo Gusto on the ball finds Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah back to the Chelsea goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. Sanchez finds Marco Correa. Correa on the ball there, looks inward into midfield, finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez tries to play in his Chelsea teammate, but that was an injury pass there from Enzo Fernandez. He needs to do better next time. There's Tosin Adarabioyo. There's one beautiful thing about Tosin Adarabioyo. I think it was missed to that game against Crystal Palace. The way he dictates the tempo of play from the back from Chelsea, and he pushes the ball forward, and that is something Enzo Maresca also spoke about. Levi Coley, that is one thing he'll be missing in this Chelsea's starting 11.
And I think that looking at it, that Chelsea is going into the Champions League, and there will be stiffer opponents that really test their resolve. So it's very important to keep Tosin Adarabioyo very fit this season, because Levi Coley, I think, will not be available until next year. So it's a lot of games to have under your belt. So there's a way it should be. And for me, I'm in support of the manager 100%. Chelsea should be getting another centre back, since this guy has left also, Viega. So Chelsea really, because I don't see Arto.
But I think they got a replacement for Viega. Beautiful cross into the box there
that's
for West Ham.
Arto
Yeah, might just bring
for
chance
the
for a second
left-hand
goal. Straight, but this time around the Chelsea goalkeeper will gather that.
Yeah, he gathered that. He better gather that, because the guys have saved his blushes. Because if it had ended 1-0, people will be talking about that mistake. But now people will hardly talk about
If
it.
that going into the back of them, probably they should
Yeah.
just replace Robert Sanchez from this game.
Honestly.
Spreading the return of 90 minutes, yes, Chelsea regaining possession. Tosin Adarabioyo on the ball there for the Blues. Returns it back to the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. And Sanchez will come forward with the ball for Chelsea. Sends a long one into the West Ham half of the pitch there. Tries to play in Pedro Neto, but Neto won't get onto that and is going to roll out to a throw into Chelsea. Marco Correa not in a hurry to get the ball playing, but holds onto the ball right now. The Spanish Euro winner there and sends it back into the middle of the park. Finds Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin comes forward with the ball. It's left to see where his international allegiance will be, where he'll be playing his international football. Will it be with the Three Lions of England or will it be with the Super Eagles of Nigeria? He's yet to play a senior. He's yet to make a senior appearance. For the any of these two teams, but it's left to see. I think he's waiting for the World Cup before making his decision. He has a cross there. That is advantage Chelsea. That should be a corner kick. No, it's a goal kick. The referee says.
And I think that. Maybe it's because he's just coming back from injury. That's why I was not included in that 31.
Because I got to, I was getting a lot of feelings that yes, he'll be part of this squad. I think probably the injury was one of the reasons why they had to. He spent some time in Nigeria in Lagos State during the Chelsea
and he actually enjoyed it. He really enjoyed the welcome and all those things. And I think that, but with Chelsea, because there's a December period where the AFCON will hold, that will be a tight schedule for Chelsea.
They don't really have much African players.
Yeah, Chelsea doesn't really have much. Yeah.
But I don't think we can afford to lose both Levi Colwill and Tosin.
I still believe that they'll get a replacement in this window. They'll actually get a centre back.
I doubt it because when you see the body language of those guys, that's the same body language they give when they said they were not going for Osimhen. And the manager has just been, so the hierarchy has been like, the squad is large, let him improvise. Now, so don't be surprised if Esusugo or Caicedo drops back and start.
We've seen Caicedo play as a right back. It's very much possible. He has a back in position. It's just in possession rather. And he's in the middle of the park and it's back in play. We have Tosin Adarabioyo on the ball for Chelsea. Finds himself in the West Ham half. West Ham are looking confused though whether to play a more defensive game against Chelsea or go all out, but it looks like they are actually fancying eating out on the counter, win the ball back and go out against Chelsea on the counter. Let's see if that will work the magic. But they're currently 2 goals behind in this encounter, losing 3-1 as early as the 40th minute as we're approaching the 41st minute of this encounter. Chelsea in possession, Malo Gusto on the ball there for the Blues and looks backward and finds the captain of the day, Moises Caicedo, who finds Marco Correa. Correa to Pedro Neto. Neto on the ball there, wins himself a throw-in and it's going to be a throw-in to the Blues right there in the 42nd minute. So, 3 more minutes to play in the first half.
So I just think that after the kind of first half Leipzig has had, so I think they should just withdraw our boy in the making.
But you guys are here to make an official.
No, Bayern came. He rejected Bayern. Only Chelsea.
Just are here to make an official offer.
No, Chelsea has,
Or maybe there's no agreement.
There's personal terms he said to it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the club. With the club.
Chelsea are willing to cover the 60 million the club.
But they have to move on. What's it called?
Some players.
They have to move on to
Jackson
and Nicholas Jackson.
But now Viega is gone. Yeah, Kane also Chukwuemeka will be gone, and also Angel Minotu almost done with Dortmund. Then 3 big clubs are just head over shoulders for our player. Our top 9 that led the team very well last season, though there were different kind of songs the Chelsea fans were singing. The king himself that knows how to lead the line, Nicholas Jackson.
I highly disagree with that. With that praise.
You see the kind of laughter,
it's laughter of pain.
Right there in this encounter. As West Ham back in possession against Chelsea in the 43rd minute of this game. 2 minutes, barely 2 minutes to play. It's always fun when you have a fast-paced of football where you see a lot of goals. Yes, it brings the fun into the encounter. When do we start that? We are straight into the 43rd minute of this encounter. It's going to be a free kick there to West Ham. And it's Esteval. There's the man with an assist who provided the assist to Enzo Fernandez goal for Chelsea, assist to the third goal from the Blues, and here's going to be a free kick to West Ham. West Ham takes that free kick and finds Kilman. Kilman finds Emerson, and Emerson was conceded 3 goals in this encounter. He conceded 3 goals also in the first game against Sunderland. And 6 goals conceded already as early as the second game, and this game is half done, which means that we might be seeing more goals in the second half. Is that not looking like a disaster in the making?
Yeah, it looks like it, but there's still the transfer window open, so they need to do some business. They've not done much business, West Ham, so I think they need to go into the market. I think they need a defender, and they need somebody who can break in between the lines.
And losing Mohamed Kudus to Tottenham Hotspur is really showing up in this West Ham. It's so
Really
obvious.
obvious.
But what are they doing with the money? They got about £55 million on Mohamed Kudus. They need to spend this money. You have to bring in quality players into this team.
They have to, but sometimes with the board of these kinds of club, they are strictly strict with their spending
Compliance.
Cap. Yeah, so they need to comply with PSL,
PSL,
FFP. Apart from that, the club has to
you
make
can see the
profit.
problem. What's it called? UEFA is putting Chelsea right now.
Yeah,
They're saying that it's not even about you selling players.
yeah, man.
It has to be about the list you submitted from the knockout stages of the Conference League. That is where we are going to look at you balancing your books.
But I think Chelsea can contest that in the court of appeal.
Oh, let's see how it goes for the Blues there. But a lot of problems. Even from the time they had the Roman Abramovich, they have to
The relationship
yes.
has not been the best, but all they've been doing just is to get as much as they can from Chelsea when it comes to fine, because UEFA too makes money from all those things. So they first fined Chelsea for what happened last season. I think after conviction, but I think it has not been made
No,
public.
I think that was the agreement they had. Yes, they had a settlement agreement.
A settlement agreement. So.
Yes, straight into the 45th minutes on the mark in this encounter. It's Chelsea leading 3-1 against West Ham. It's 6 minutes additional time in this first half of this encounter. With Chelsea be getting 1 more goal, West Ham be reducing the margin in this encounter. West Ham in possession looks to attack against Chelsea. Wan-Bissaka being called into action, but Marco Correa says no, you're not beating me today. And into the middle of the park, yes, West Ham back in possession. What Prowse, the England international, finds is Enzo Caicedo tangling there with Wan-Bissaka in the middle of the park, and referee says it went hard into that tackle, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham.
I was so happy when I heard the statement Makelele supposedly made that he has been in constant touch with Moises Caicedo. So when an effort terrible of his role like that, there'll be a lot of exchanging information. And I don't think I've ever seen a Chelsea game where you say Caicedo.
He has never looked bad.
No, massive. 115 million well spent.
Yeah, that money is well spent. You can say that all over again. Talking about the Chelsea Footballer of the Year for the 2024-2025 season. And Moises Caicedo, the Ecuadorian midfielder there, is a maestro in the middle of the park. And here's a free kick for West Ham, which Chelsea needs to defend. Into the box there is that man who is always a phenomenon from set pieces. But this time around, that's one threat to Chelsea. Pedro Neto on the ball there. And he'll be moving on the run there. Chelsea looks to attack on the counter. Estevao being called into action. Will he be bullied off the ball there? He lost possession. It's going to be a throw into West Ham.
Welcome to the Premier League.
Welcome to the Premier League.
He will understand. He will understand over time. He will. He will. And I'm so happy that Chelsea brought in that guy. Who would have played the Kopama role?
Well, he's still young. 18 years old, and you can
Really
see
young.
what he was bringing to the party for Chelsea.
Enough room for improvement.
enough
And
room.
most of these guys are still improving. Casedo, I think 23. Kopama 23. Liam Delap, I think 21. Joao Pedro 23.
Pedro Neto.
Even Pedro Neto is 24.
24.
You have what's it called? Jimmy Gittins, 20 years
20
old.
years.
There's a lot of young players, and
Estevio
Enzo
18.
Fernandez as well.
Enzo Fernandez, I think 23 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
that looks horrible.
What about Chalobah?
Chalobah should be around 25, 26,
Yeah,
25,
around
26.
And it looks like the transfer, we want to sell him as cool down from Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea wants to sell
He
him.
brings
anymore.
love. He brings love, stability to
Yeah,
the
he
back.
does.
In that Chelsea side. And you look at Wesley Fofana, who is the number one choice centre back for Chelsea. He's not a reliable player. Not reliable in sense of injury. You can't really rely on having Wesley Fofana for a full season. So there's always the need of having a player like Trevor Chalobah. He's a costless player, zero value, zero value to Chelsea.
If you are the Chelsea sporting director and you have to go into the market for a defender, who would you think that should be brought?
My number one choice has to be Bastoni. I don't see Chelsea getting from Inter Milan.
Inter Milan
He's the quality centre back, but I don't see Chelsea getting Bastoni. So
what about
I think Maguire here as well.
Because he's on the final year of his contract.
Maguire coming back to Chelsea will have actually been a nice one. But having Tosin and Maguire at the back is another
Like
thing. And when you have Levi Kowi back in the setup, is Maguire going to sit on the bench, or will Chelsea afford to cash in on Levi Kowi? That is another question. I think that's not causing not causing confusion at the back is why the Chelsea board are not really wanting to go spend big money on a player, knowing fully well that yes, Levi Kowi is a player, is an undisputed player in the Chelsea starting 11. So that is one of the reasons why they are not really interested in going into the market to get a quality or a big name centre back. But I still believe they will get a centre back. But he will come back. He will come back, but might not come back.
Probably match.
Yeah.
Probably, in fact, May,
because
ACL is, I think, between 6 months and 9 months.
Yeah, I think the earliest is has to be 8 months.
No, I think some 7 months, 6 months, depending on how fast
Rodri had about 6 months.
No, Rodri is more than 6 months. Rodri had, I think, beginning of the season, and he came back in May.
So when you look at Moses Caicedo is in pain right there.
So that's
that
about
tackle from Pros there. I think the referee needs to be talking to these players. You don't just go into tackle. That was a necessary tackle there from the England international with Prowse. Stomping on the Chelsea midfielder there. Moses Caicedo is the
but thank God there's Esusugo.
Yeah. We've not seen Esusugo make
you remember last season, whenever Moses Caicedo holds the leg like this, you just have to be praying and hoping that
you just have to pray that this guy is going to be fit till the end of this
and
encounter.
he always comes back.
We've seen 5 minutes of 6 minutes additional time played already in this game between West Ham and Chelsea at the London Stadium. It's Chelsea leading 3-1 against West Ham, and the Blues has a free kick right there in the middle of the park. Yeah, he's Tosin Adarabioyo finds Enzo Fernandez, who returns back to Trevor Chalobah, and back to Tosin. Tosin finds Enzo opening up for a pass there and drops it straight onto the path of Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah will come forward with the ball there, goes out wide and finds Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto comes inward with the ball there. That was almost a dangerous one. And back in place, Chelsea. Moises Caicedo with the ball there finds Tosin. Tosin with a long one tries to play in his Chelsea teammate. Yeah, might just be a chance for Chelsea. The fourth goal. Malo Gusto was actually bullied off the ball there, and it's going to be a corner kick to Chelsea in the process. Yes, straight into the 6th minute, the last minute of additional time in this encounter. Look at the run of play from Chelsea there. Probably if that was a striker, the other play would have been better.
I think it
will be doing better there.
Yeah, it will do better, and it's a corner kick to Chelsea.
This might just be the last piece of action in the first half. Just one. Yeah. Okay, we've seen 3 corner kicks: 2 to West Ham, 1 to Chelsea.
No, 2 to Chelsea, 1 to West Ham.
1 to West Ham. Wow.
So corner kick to Chelsea. Can they get another one after a set piece corner kick situation? Set play corner kick situation right there. Enzo Fernandez will be the one to take this one into the box straight it is, but headed out easily. And the referee has had enough in this first half. 3-1 at halftime at the London Stadium.
Yeah, where again we have in at hand between West Ham and Chelsea is the first game of March this 2 in the EPL 2025-2026 season. Lucas Paqueta got us running in this encounter, but João Pedro equalized off that assist from his Chelsea teammates in this encounter, Marco Correa. Then we have the second goal from Pedro Neto off that assist from the first goal scorer, João Pedro. And also the third goal from Enzo Fernandez of that assist from Esteval. And we have almost all the attacking outlets, putting the ball into the back of the net. Probably Liam Delap will also be scoring his own in the second half. But we have to talk about that goal scored by Lucas Paqueta. That was a beauty to the eye, a television goal from the Brazilian. Beautiful goal to start up this game from Lucas Paqueta.
Really, the way to go when you have had that kind of last season that he had, the struggles with the officials, with the hierarchies and all those things, and to come back with a bang with that kind of attempt at goal, get it into the back of the net, get your team running before the defenders fail to do their job very well. Consider 3 goals. Let's just see if Paqueta would, because the manager has been really, really vocal about him saying that Paqueta should not be for sale, that he is relying on him heavily, and he has to come good for West Ham if they are going to stay in the Premier League this season.
And looking at Jimmy, to you, looking at West Ham, yes, it hasn't really been a good start to them. And this is so much unlike Graham Potter, but probably it has to do with the team selection, the team you are actually managing. Yes, even when it was at Chelsea, with all the problems, we don't really see Chelsea sitting at the back against opponents when Graham Potter was at Chelsea. But right now, West Ham in this encounter, I don't really think we've seen much from them in this first half. Mohamed Kudus is no more with the team. He's now playing straight with Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think the biggest problem they're having is not replacing that Ghanaian midfielder?
Yeah, that's definitely a big loss for them. Mohamed Kudus, who was for me is their second best player after Jared Bowen. I think Kudus offers so much to the attack. He's able to attract so many players to himself, dribble with the ball. He is a great ball carrier. He frees space for the likes of Jared Bowen in front, and full roof for the attack. And I think they definitely need to look at a player like Kudus and look for a way to replace him. And as well, Graham Potter also has to look at this system, because ever since he came to West Ham, he has not been a good performance from the manager at all.
Okay, tremendous performance from Chelsea. And talking about the manager, yeah, sorry, before going to Chelsea, Graham Potter was brought in to replace David Moyes. And we saw Moyes with Everton. And that is one of the reasons why you just look at it. Is there any reasons why clubs just look, your team is actually doing good, and you just, all for no reason, just change the manager? That is one problem Nottingham Forest are currently facing right now. It looks like Nuno Espirito Santo might be sacked any moment from now, because he has a disagreement with the board and the owner of Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest are interested in bringing Angel Postecoglou back to the team. Angel replacing Nuno Espirito.
With the way, let me start from West Ham. When you look at the West Ham issue, I think Moyes was very successful at West Ham, won them the Conference League.
Yeah.
But you know that the football is times and seasons, and when you see what was happening to West Ham, they were going down the log, and the hierarchy had to react. The same way Chelsea hierarchy had to react for Mourinho then, that he had to go. So I think that, sometimes that the marriage between coach and management should go their separate ways. And I think it was the right time then for West Ham to let him go. Though, Everton will be a breath of fresh air. It's starting again. It's different when you just get into the team nearly and you just spend the first season than when you are 3 seasons in, 4 seasons in. And we saw Guardiola, one of the things that he found it difficult to motivate the players. He kept saying, he mentioned it at some of the press conference, after winning that treble, after doing those things they did, it was really difficult. You see, the following season, they were only able to win the Premier League. So when you look at situations like that, when coaches are spending time at the club, sometimes they find it difficult to find new things to motivate the players. They have to be innovative. And one reason why I think Guardiola has spent that long is a very, very innovative manager. He keeps thinking, keeps expanding, keeps improving on his game, the way he plays football. But one thing about this issue between Nuno and Nottingham Forest is the fact that, Enzo Maresca understood that from the beginning. You cannot chase the owner of the club. It is the manager that will always go if there's a disagreement. So one thing I just think is that I think that's why Pochettino also left. It was on a mutual consent. So I think that Nuno, after having that successful season he had with Nottingham Forest last season, I think if you're not okay, you can just resign. But I think you want them to sag, for the payment
I
and
think the problem actually started with the injury to Taiwo Awoniyi, when the owner had to bust onto the pitch, and it was aggressive to Espirito that he probably should have withdrawn Taiwa Wodi when he was requesting to be withdrawn. And
Yeah.
after that, a lot of issues are behind closed doors. And coming into the season, I think he had some disagreements with the board on certain players who they actually
To
brought
bring
in.
in,
Nono
yeah.
is also not an easy person to work with. We saw him at Tottenham Hotspur. He had this issue. I think Wolverhampton probably because it's more of a Portuguese team to me. They didn't really have much issues up there. But it's left to see how was it
Nottingham
Nottingham
Forest.
Forest, yeah, sorry. We actually be making the rules of it with Angel Postecoglou be the next manager. Angel also won Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, I think he won the trophy with Tottenham.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Europa League.
The Europa
He
League,
just
yes,
won
he won the Europa League.
yeah.
And he was also sacked after winning trophy. So I think the managers are actually at the receiving ends of it whenever it happens. And in
And,
that game between Bayern Munich and Leipzig, it's 4-1 as it stands right now. Harry Kane finally getting his goal in the 64th minute, but Leipzig has reduced the deficit. So we'll be saying who's got on Leipzig their first goal in this encounter. And going straight, talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the manager talking about Eric Chelle actually released a 31-man provisional list today. I'll be starting with the goalkeepers: Stanley Bali, Amas Obasoge, Adebayo Adeleye, a 15 years old. Akot Ebenezer of Sporting Lagos make this team. In defense, we have William Truss Ekon, Calvin Bassi, Ola Aino, Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Yemiachi, Igor Ogu, Chidozie Awazim is back in the selection. Felix Agu, Benjamin Frederick. In midfield, we have Alexandra Iwobi, Frank Oyeka, Alazan Yusuf, Wilfred Ndidi, Fesayo Dele Bashir, Rafael Oyedika, and Christiantus Oche. We got a goal for Getafe in the match day one of the La Liga. Up front, we have Ademola Lookman, the current African Footballer of the Year. Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Moises Simon, Victor Boniface will be playing straight with AC Milan this season. Nathan Taylor, Cyril Disas, Sadiq Umar, Tolu Aruko Dare, Terry Murphy, and Akko Adams are the 31-man Eric Chelle picked for this account. I don't know why you were actually doing that, but Akot Ebenezer, fantastic goalkeeper for Nigeria. At the age of 15, it's good to see him as part of the selection. No, we don't need that because to me, I just say it. If they have the facts, like he's not 15. But that age is wrong.
Yes.
Let's see. He says he's 15. He's 15.
So I think Jimmy is older than him.
Yeah, he's actually older than one thing I've learned over time about footballers is yes, when you see the nutrition, they actually feed footballers. I've been to what's it called, Beyond Limit Academy. I've seen some of these things. The way the training and everything those guys goes through. You look at Lami Yamal at the age of 15. He broke onto limelight. It's not the first. We saw what's it called? Even the Manchester City striker, Erling Haaland,
yeah.
at the age of 16, 17. And you look at where Erling Haaland is even built at 21, 22. And you ask yourself, if this was a typical black man, we'll be saying this. But we've seen 15 years old, we've seen 16 years old break through the the barrier. We saw Akot at the under 20. That's the under 20 AFCON, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
for Nigeria. We saw him at he played the last game for Nigeria.
And it was
it's
actually
not even about him starting. Even at Sporting Lagos, he's not the first choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But you bring them in, let them break into it. We
And
are
I think it can be
actually struggling for
long
goalkeepers.
term.
Yeah, he might just be the long-term future for the
Because he's really
Nigerian team.
good.
He's actually a good goalkeeper.
Really good goalkeeper. But I think that for Akot, I think he can come to learn from Nwabali, because Nwabali is actually going towards the end of his career. Really got that call up towards the latter part of his, age-wise. I think he's in his 30s already. Nwabali, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, Akot, good addition in support of it 100%. And he's just coming from the Chan Eagles Nations tournament. And I think that coming straight into the Super Eagles, I think Eric Chelle would have seen what they... Because when you look at players, goalkeepers that can build up from the back, I think Akot will do a better job than what Nwabali is doing. So I think there's a good, fantastic addition.
But he's still very young goalkeeper, so it's left to see who will be making
Why
the
do you
final.
keep mentioning
Who will
him?
make the final?
No. I need to know why.
Okay, back to the Chelsea game. Leipzig's first goal in this game was scored by Antonio Nusa. That is another Norwegian midfielder, a fantastic player on his day. Also, 3 goals for Chelsea, 3 respond in this encounter. Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto, and João Pedro scoring the 3 goals for Chelsea. 3-1. You guys lead at halftime. Are you expecting more goals from Chelsea, or you're expecting a West Ham rejuvenation in the second half?
I'm expecting, both, to be honest. I think West Ham have nothing to lose. They would come out flying in the second half to get those goals. And Chelsea are, at the same time, how unreliable they can be defensively. I think Chelsea just needs to play a game of I can score more than you can score, to see up the results for this game. I think João Pedro has done very, very well in the Cole Palmer position, Chelsea 3-1 up at halftime. Doesn't look like we're missing Cole Palmer that much, although we are still missing him as our star man. But I think the second half would also be a goal fest.
Yes, you can see that is one thing about Chelsea fans. Whenever they are winning, you see them go blazing and lyrical about it. Whenever Chelsea is losing, you can see Yemite, having this handsome face.
I'm also calm, always calm. But the words can just transport themselves out sometimes.
Okay, but looking at the Chelsea goalkeeper, disappointing first goal he conceded. But ever since after conceding that goal, it has been a strong performance from Robert Sanchez.
He has not really been tested after that goal. So let's see how he will react if he gets, because now I think second half West Ham want to come out and try to salvage something from the game. So Chelsea should expect that. And also PSG leading right now 1-0. Dembele lost a penalty in the first half, but they are leading in the second half. Right now, Fabian Ruiz, the goal scorer right there. So back to Chelsea, I think that the game now is, we want to see. Last season and 2 seasons ago, Chelsea struggled with, keeping, leading in the first half and making it stay that way. We saw, 2 seasons ago, Luton. We saw last season some games that Chelsea lost from drew from winning position, especially the Crystal Palace game and some other, and Fulham too also at the bridge. So I think that Chelsea, we want to see if the squad has really improved from what it was last season, mentally, psychologically, and let's see if the boys up front can actually add more goal quotient to what they have right now.
Okay, going straight back to West Ham having conceded 3 goals in this first half. I'm looking at some tactical adjustments we might be expecting in the second half. Do you expect Porter to make defensive reassurance or creative spark coming into the second half?
Creative spark, because he needs goals. He needs to get guys, the strikers, Volkswagen, and all the other guys on the ball.
I think we need to see Calvin Wilson.
Wilson from Newcastle that just joined the setup. Maybe double the man up front and begin to loot the box, because Chelsea, have shown to be very, very questionable from set plays. So maybe at the end of the day they can salvage something from this game, which I hope they don't.
I'll be looking at West Ham's on bench and Grant Potter's as
and he heard
Ariola, yes, so we can see Callum Wilson will be thrown into this game for the second half. Yeah, I think actually Edwards and Jimmy actually said, yeah. Again to the bench, we have Alphonse Ariola, who lost his first starting position as West Ham goalkeeper coming into this encounter. We also have Kyle Walker-Peters, oh my God, Mavro Panos, Konstantinos also on the bench, Guido Rodriguez, Olivia Scales. There's also Freddie Potts and Andy Ivan. Callum Wilson will be joining the game now, and we also have Callum Marshall on the bench for West Ham. On the Chelsea side, Enzo Maresca as the quality of Philip Jorgensen, the second choice goalkeeper, Gerber Solinia, the U.S. United States of America goalkeeper, also on the bench. Josh Achipong, will give a match of the matchup performance against Crystal Palace. Wesley Fofana is back from a long-term injury. Also on the bench for Chelsea, Joel Ato, the man with the goal from Ajax. Rhys James, the captain, Dario Esigo, Andres Santos, and Jimmy Gittins is on the bench. Not our own Jimmy this time around, but Jimmy Gittins, the England international, also on the bench. Yes, we also have West Ham. Looks like they'll be making 2 substitutions already coming into the second half. It looks like Gary Potter it's not yet a joke in the second half.
Yeah, it's not yet a joke, but I think removing a like for like, striker for striker, doesn't really mean is increasing the number of bodies up front. Maybe you just want a different way of playing approach, yeah, from the guys up front. But let's see, it's still the long 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, a lot can happen in football.
Okay, lots gonna happen, but right now one thing that is happening on our screen is West Ham playing from the right side of the screen and Chelsea playing from the left side of our screen. Two substitutions being made by West Ham already. We've seen Potter's being thrown in for Todibo and also Wishing coming for Fokrug in the second half. So two halftime substitutions being made by West Ham. Let's see what impact they will be bringing into this encounter. Yes, we have Chelsea right now in cruising in control of this encounter. Are you expecting any other substitutions from Chelsea?
No. You don't change the leading side until there's a need to change, because you can change and it turns right back on you, except you see a reason to change at the end of the day. But yeah, West Ham brought in pots. Maybe they will load some steel in it, or maybe they will actually dish out some meal for Chelsea from the same pot. But hey, any which way, the first is better than the latter for the Chelsea fans.
Okay, West Ham are currently chasing this encounter against Chelsea. Sends it back onto the wing. Yeah, finds that man Diop. And Diop looks forward into the midfield of the park. There finds his teammate, but lost possession. Moises Caicedo will chase that down for Chelsea. Finds Marco Correa, who's coming inward into central to play. Yes, Chelsea looking to attack, but couldn't get hold of the ball there. West Ham back in possession. Looks to attack against Chelsea. Beautifully won back there by Trevor Chalobah, experiencely won there by the Chelsea defender and England international who was actually called up for the first time during the last England matchup. And yes, looks like another West Ham player which is currently right down on the top.
Yeah,
and that's his Diop.
Diop. I don't know what happened to him there. Maybe he miskilled or misstepped his foot on the ground.
Yeah, I think Trevor Chalobah has had it.
Leipzig goal was actually cancelled. And Bayern Munich already made it 6-0.
My goodness.
2 goals for Harry Kane, 2 for Michael Olise. We'll see who's actually got that 6th goal for them. They're going ruthless. In the first game of the season, beating a team like RB Leipzig 6-0. Just in the 72nd
Luis
minute.
Diaz on the score sheet.
Yeah, he actually got the
Yes.
first goal. Luis Diaz got the first goal.
Second goal.
The second goal, the second goal. Luis scored the first one in the in the 27th minute. Luis Diaz doubled the lead in the 32nd minute. Olise scored again in the 42nd minute. Then we have Harry Kane scoring in the 64th minute, and just 10 minutes apart, he got his second goal, and Bayern Munich 5th goal in the 74th minute. We are left to see who actually got that 6th goal. It's Harry Kane's hat-trick.
Wow.
Hat-trick within
and even
14
goal
minutes.
contribution, hat-trick for Luis Diaz, 2 assists, 1 goal.
Wow. That's a big money move, from. I don't really know why they are not ready to spend that money. They want to get Christopher Nkunku alone, but Chelsea are rejecting that. You can't spend 80 million euros on Luis Diaz from Liverpool and come back to Chelsea and say you want to get a player like Christopher Nkunku alone. That is a 2-time Bundesliga top goal scorer.
Yeah,
so
2-time, and even a Club World Cup winner, and he proved instrumental for Chelsea. I don't know why Chelsea is leaving that guy out. And
he deserves to start. He wants to
start.
start. He's not ready to play a squad player. Because I think probably he's looking at the France going to the next World Cup. He wants to be a part of it. Nani Madueke already trades his World Cup spots, for Arsenal's bench. Okay, back in play. Yes, West Ham back in possession. I'm not an hater of Nani Madueke. He's one player I really love. But seeing play for Arsenal
talent, he has a lot of potential, but his seriousness is just the challenge I have with him.
I guess Emerson on the ball there for West Ham, holds onto the ball, not in a hurry, and it's left to say who is actually leading. Is it West Ham or Chelsea? Yes, that was straight into the 49th minute, 4 minutes into the game. The goalkeeper has the ball, for Christ's sake. You are not leading. You need more goals. Emerson is not in a rush and looks inward into the midfield and finds his teammates. Yes, West Ham coming forward to attack. And we can see how much the off is actually joining the defense, to get on the ball for West Ham. Returns on ball back in possession. Chelsea tries to win that. Jean Pedro in the mix there. Leandro finally gets a leg onto that, finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez with the ball there. I'm talking about the only man to have won the FIFA World Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup. And he has back on the possession. That is one ego he can always brag with for now. And here's Tosin Adarabioyo finds Trevor Chalobah. And Chalobah looks forward into the wing there, finds it's Chelsea teammate Esteval there, who finds Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto with the ball there. And Diop trying to push him out from his balance there. But Chelsea chose to go back to the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. Robert
Yeah.
Sanchez also holds onto the ball. What will he make out of that? Looks inward into the midfield and finds his Chelsea teammate. Yes, Chelsea looking to build an attack there. And what will he make out of that? Straight
on
onto
the
the path
left.
there, finds
Neto
with this great chance.
Oh,
with that
and the
big-
chance!
Should be scoring
he
there.
should be
Oh
scoring
my
that.
goodness, Enzo Fernandez
Enzo
should have done
Fernandez should be
better.
scoring that.
from
Reminds me of Andre Santos
Santos last
against,
weekend.
against Crystal Palace also.
Palace, yeah.
But this should be going to the back of the
No,
net.
no,
Good,
no.
beautiful build up from Chelsea there. You can see Estevao also making himself available there for a cross there. But Chelsea chose, Enzo Fernandez chose to go through Pedro Neto, who returned
And
the
he
favour
went
to
on
him
his
there.
strong foot.
And he went on his, well, the touch was actually too much.
So,
Yeah, the touch was actually too much there. But that's what would have gone into the back of there. But
Honestly.
that's Wood doesn't do it in a game of football. You have to put it. João Pedro with the ball there, finds himself in the box. What will he make out of that? Steals onto the ball there. That is the beauty. Yes, I'm talking about a player who can actually play any part of the pitch. You don't really know where to hold him. Yes, just trying to attack, but that should be a goal kick to West Ham. Tosi Adarabioyo couldn't get his pass directed to who it was intended to. So it's going to be a throw-in to West Ham right there in the 51st minute. We've seen 6 minutes of action in the second half, and you can still see the West Ham fans. They still have the belief that they can still, probably magic can still happen in this game. It's going to be a throw-in there, and it's Wan-Bissaka who is standing on this throwing duties. The former Manchester United defender who has already completed switching his allegiance to DR Congo, a country he actually rejected in the early days of his career.
Yeah, so he has switched his allegiance. Maybe it will do him a whole lot of good at the end of the day. So 52nd minute in the London Stadium, that derby between West Ham and Chelsea. It is. We have seen 4 goals already. Yeah, 2 Brazilians on the score sheet, and I think Pedro Neto, an European, and the other 3, I think, South Americans right there. So Enzo Fernandez has also gone on to the scorer's sheet. So the West Ham has a throw-in. Wan-Bissaka, the former Manchester United right back, will be on this one. Sends it forward. And yes, can they keep this one in play? It looks like since Callum Wilson got in on the show, he has not really showed up so far in this encounter. And that long ball
I think Estevao needs to be careful with his pass.
Yeah.
Yes. He needs to measure the weight of his pass accurately, because he was the one who cost Chelsea the first goal, for the build up to the first goal.
Yeah.
And you can see that dangerous pass he actually
Hospital
pass he gave to Trevor Chalobah there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that won't actually threaten Chelsea. Back in play there, West Ham in possession of the ball right now against Chelsea. It's Chelsea still leading 3-1 against West Ham in this encounter. West Ham will be looking to come back in this one. Can they stage a comeback against Chelsea? Only time we tell in this one. We're straight into the 53rd minute. Yes, Agad with the ball at the center, at the heart of the defense of West Ham. Takes a long one, but Chelsea wins possession. Enzo Fernandez beautifully take down there from the Chelsea midfielder. And back in place, Chelsea will look to attack against West Ham. Straight to the part of Pedro Neto. Neto, who is also a willing runner of the ball there, holds onto the ball and plays it straight into the part of Kukureya. Kukureya with the ball there, tries to seize one into the box there.
Yeah.
But it's actually deflected off, and it's going to be a corner kick to Chelsea in this encounter.
Yeah, corner kick to Chelsea it is, and that was a beautiful build-up play. Look at the run from Marco Carella, and drops it right time for Neto to drop the ball. And yeah, that cross was rightfully blocked by the West Ham player right there. Corner kick it is for Chelsea, 54th minute. And yes, one of the goals Chelsea got was from the set play, the corner kick. Yeah, the first goal, yeah, from set play. And the camera is also on the first goal scorer, João Pedro. Maybe it will be another difference in this one. So Enzo Fernandez stand next to that one. Can he do the delivery needed for this? He sends it into the box, but the goalkeeper reacts.
Oh! This is a goal!
And the goalkeeper spilled it. And Caicedo made it 4. Oh my God. 4 goals to 1 it is. In the second derby Chelsea is having this season. The first one was a disappointing one, but the second one, you can see the fans smiling. And it seems like this third kit is going to be a beautiful kit that Chelsea should wear more often. We've seen 4 goals. It's been a while we saw Chelsea score 4 goals easily like this.
What a way to mark your 100th appearance there for Moises Caicedo there. Scoring Chelsea's 4th goal on his 100th appearance. The Ecuadorian midfielder was a big money signing from Brighton. making all it look like yes, that was actually a small money spent by the Blues. A worthy 150 million pounds there, picked onto the loose pass there from the
Loose ball.
spilled ball there from the goalkeeper Emerson, and put that into the back of the net for Chelsea. Chelsea looking dangerous from set pieces. 3 corner kicks, and they've been able to come to 4 corner kicks, sorry, and they've been able to utilize them 2 and turn it 2 into goals. And beautiful goal there from Moises Caicedo. And Chelsea leading 4-1 right there at the 55th minute.
To cap his 100 cap with a goal is the way to go.
And
It,
you saw the
it
West Ham
was
fans.
burnt and built for Chelsea.
What a player.
And Graham Potter might just be the first manager to be sacked.
Maybe it might be because
I won't be shocked.
losing
I won't be
Sky
shocked
Direct-
if
I
they
can't
sack
wait
him
for
on
him to
Monday.
say the boys give everything
I
after
think, but I think it will still be given at least 2 more games.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so because it's just 2 games.
3-0 in the first game. And
Yeah,
Sunderland
4-1.
to Sunderland,
Yeah.
who are just coming up into the EPL.
But they
I'm
made
really,
a
interested. I'm
lot
really
of
interested in
signings.
seeing. I'm really interested in seeing Sunderland's next game.
Especially,
They look,
you know,
they look like
bringing
it's
that
from 15,
Shaka
this EPL
into
this
that team is a statement, and they made him captain, so he's well experienced. He can really organize the boys. We saw the difference between last week and this week. The presence of Tosin, he keeps communicating, he keeps calling them to order, leadership on the field of play, and that's what Xhaka will bring to the table for Sunderland. So, but Chelsea leading 4-1. I don't think that this is the game that they should
Okay,
judge.
I think right now is the time to actually, rest some players. The likes of Kukureya can actually go out and take rest. Let us say
Yeah.
Atto. We've seen Atto, during the preseason, but preseason is always a different game. It's a different ball game. But we've seen during the preseason that yes, he's also a reliable player. And the likes of Sugo can also come out to make their APL debut for Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea attacking with this great chance for the 5th goal for the Blues there. And holding onto the ball there is Pedro Neto. But this time around, he releases, still holds onto the ball. He has a Western player subject to beat and sends it into the box there. But that's when we get into the destined player there. But just regains possession. Marco Correa finds Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez finds Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin Adarabioyo finds Marco Correa. And I think England might also be interested in capping Tosin Adarabioyo. Looking at his consistency for Chelsea.
But look
and
at
losing Levaiko, who is a starter for England.
For England, yes, but look
what
at
a ball.
But look at the English defense. Who do you think he will outshine in that defense?
Losing Levaiko is what I'm actually looking right now.
Yeah,
And
but
when you look at what's it called, the Everton centre back.
Braithwaite.
Braithwaite,
Yeah, Braithwaite too. I think, and most likely Braithwaite will be considered ahead of him. So I think even if he comes in for the qualifiers, there's every tendency that I won't be going to the
I think
World
it's a
Cup.
decision.
But if he comes to Nigeria and Nigeria managed to get to the World Cup, which is not visible right now, I think that
I think it's a decision he needs to be careful in making, because
Yeah.
when you look at the likes of Fikayo of Tomori and the likes of Tammy Abraham, we're only able to muster 1 or 2 appearances for England.
but I think the FIFA rule is now more flexible.
Yeah, it's not flexible,
They
but
can
you look at
contest
his
it.
age, 27.
Yeah, he can still do
And
that.
that is the
another
5th
goal.
goal for Chelsea.
Trevor Chalobah.
Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea going blazing tonight in this one against West Ham. They conceded first in the first half, but this time around they've scored 2 on the bounce in the second half to make it 5-1. It's 5-star performance from Chelsea against West Ham at the London Stadium. The London Stadium is falling into this bridge, falling off the bridge right now, and they are not giving Graham Potter a game to remember in this one. 5-1 the
my
lead.
goodness.
Trevor Chalobah, the man of Jesus there.
The Jesus boy.
the Jesus
Scores
boy.
the 5th goal for Chelsea.
Wow.
And I feel so bad for Graham Potter. You can see him on the touchline shaking his head.
There's no way he's not. There's no way he's going
not
off
getting
after
sacked.
Monday. He'll be getting sacked on Monday.
Sacked in
I
one-
doubt if he will be sacked.
Look at that.
I think he will be given an
I think you have,
ultimatum.
one thing you have to give to Chelsea right now is the way they walk corner
Look at
kicks. It's
João
not
Pedro with the
João Pedro
assist.
with another assist, 2 assists.
I think they just got a set play coach.
Okay.
I think so. Towards the end of last season. Yeah,
Brentford.
Chelsea
And
got
the nod down there was actually top notch from João Pedro. He could have gone direct for goal by himself there. We actually nodded it down for a player in a better position. There was nothing the goalkeeper could have done there.
There's
And
nothing
I really feel for Liam Delap. I actually wanted that Liam Delap should have been in that
to
position.
get
But it's also good saying Trevor
He has
Chalobah
been through
putting
a
that
lot.
into the back of the net. From conceding 1 in the first half to scoring 5 on the bounce. That is what you get from the Blues. Yes, the season is just starting.
Yeah, it's just the beginning of the World Champions coming in with the goodies today. The gold badge.
I need to think that they still want to add the likes of Javi Simons and Alejandro
Garnacho.
Garnacho to this. What are you guys cooking?
Serious.
Something good.
You can
because
say the owner
an
there,
average
third
Chelsea
party.
fan has really suffered.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've actually suffered. They've actually suffered. You can say that about Chelsea fans. You guys actually suffered a lot.
You guys still suffered.
Okay, that game between Bayern Munich and Leipzig is currently in the 90th minute. It's still 6-0. Bayern Munich are leading against one of their toughest opponent, but they are making it look like a water opponent on tonight in the first day, returning back to Bundesliga. Probably they should just, hand over the trophy to, Bayern Munich right now. Okay, here's West Ham attacking against Chelsea. Wan-Bissaka finds Lucas Paqueta. Paqueta comes inward into the middle of the park there, switches position and finds the off there. The off looks inward and finds Callum Wilson. Yeah, still West Ham in possession with this great chance for them to reduce the deficit, but Chelsea are not ready to do any promo. They look forward to get a 6th goal there. And here's João Pedro. He's always a willy runner. He has spots to beat there. Steals onto the ball there. Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto with the ball there. Finds himself in the box there. Sends a cross into the box. And here's still a chance with a beat.
Oh, Enzo should be
Enzo
calm.
Fernandez there with the follow-up shots.
Yeah, so that was a good attempt from Enzo Fernandez, but went way off target right there. 1 hour of football played already at the London Stadium. Yeah, rightfully so. Andre Santos should have a field. Because it looks like...
I think Liam Delap should have been the substitute.
No, I think he's not in this game. I don't think he's in this game. I think he needs to be withdrawn from this game. Maybe
I just hope
he
the
should
pressure,
be coming in from the
I
bench.
just hope the pressure will get to him. Not scoring in 2 games already in the EPL. But he
Yeah,
needs to keep his head.
he has not really gotten that clear-cut chance to finish that he missed. So I think that over time his goal will come. And when you look at it now, the shout of Man U wants to include Andre Santos in the negotiation for Garnacho. From where? How? Very important player for Chelsea. And we are going to get Garnacho, and we are still going to keep Santos.
The stability from Chelsea is what they're looking for right now. Bringing Andre Santos into the middle of the park. And it looks like he has a midfield which has been hard to break for West Ham. It's now even going to look more harder for them to break in the second half. Straight into the 63rd minute, Leandro Lap has been withdrawn in his counter. And it's Chelsea leading 5-1. That man in the middle of the park playing as a 10, even though he's a striker. Talking about João Pedro, 1 goal and 2 assists to his name in this encounter. Would have thought of that coming to this game.
Yeah.
When was it called? When we started the game, I saw you, trying to look at it, how on earth is Cole Palmer not starting this game. If last season this would have been a massive headache for Chelsea fans, going to a game without Cole Palmer, because basically there was no
Surprisingly,
replacement. There was no replacement for him. But look at the 5-star performance even without Cole Palmer.
Yeah, that's why it's good to recruit. Recruit right, and you get the result at the end of it. João Pedro coming in a star view, coming in has really made a difference. You can see the free flowing. We kept hearing Maresca saying it last season that you can't rely on only Kopama for the goodies. And I think it is now visible. I think Paqueta,
That's one of his problems. That's one of his problems. Always injuries, always one of the problem of the Paqueta.
Yeah, not the leg, but the jaw. I think.
Oh. Okay, I think he should be able to continue.
I think it's the jaw. He's holding his jaw right there. So corner kick, and the so-called set play specialist with James Ward-Prowse on this one, the former Southampton midfielder right there. We try to take this one. Let's see what will happen. Takes it into the box. Oh, headed out for another corner kick to West Ham. So it's 64th minute of this encounter. Chelsea leading 5-1 in case you are just joining us. And yes, West Ham has a corner kick right now. Jared Bowen on this one. Jimmy looks so relaxed as a Chelsea fan.
They're actually leading, so
happy days.
Happy days. There's another cross there, but Chelsea we actually get us headed out of the box. And looking at what Chelsea's next game is another London derby. Chelsea against Fulham. This one is even a local derby to think of.
This
one coming forward there, looking for another goal.
Oh,
that went inches off there. Callum Wilson there showing what he can bring to the party for West Ham in the second half. Chelsea 5, West Ham 1 is the scoreline as it stands right now. and João Pedro having a 10 over 10 performance in this encounter against West Ham.
Yeah, he has been in on the goals. He has been so important for Chelsea today. And for this attempt, I think Chelsea should go and add one more goal, because when they show like they want to come back, they need to get punished for every statement they try to make at the end of the day. So Chelsea, come on, you Blues, and let's just extend the lead and make more
Chelsea
goals
will look
come.
to attack right now. Here is Pedro Neto. Oh, sorry, it's gaining the ball there. That's Kukureya, if I'm not mistaken. There is Kukureya finally on the ball there. Finds Tosin Adarabioyo and also returns it back to Marco Kukureya, who has just agreed to extend his contract with Chelsea, but it's yet to be made public, or the details are yet to be made public. I think he has agreed in principle to
I think they need to
continue
increase
with Chelsea.
his pay.
Yeah, they need to increase his pay.
I think it was one of the players put on a
Higher pay
because
before.
of,
Yeah, I think he came in one of the
Yeah, the
earlier,
time he came in,
early Chelsea players.
But Chelsea couldn't displace him, because to get a left back that will do what
I to
he's
think
doing.
they were almost
to Man United.
Almost selling him.
that bad performance between Yard against Manchester
Yeah.
was the reason why
Man
Manchester
U
United
withdrew.
actually just withdrew from getting him.
And since
And
then,
after that, he just started giving a worldly performance, and also
Honestly.
making the left back position in the
His
Spanish national team his zone. It's not always easy when you beat out the likes of Alejandro Balde and also Grimaldo.
Grimaldo, what
Out
he
of
did
keep,
for
when you keep
Bayern
them out
Leverkusen.
of for Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
When you keep out, it's not always easy to keep those two
In a
quality
major
players
tournament.
out of the starting
yes.
11. So back in play here is West Ham looking to reduce the deficit in this encounter. There's still a lot of time to go in this one. Still about 25 more minutes to play, so they can still get 4 goals against Chelsea.
Yeah, it's still possible. Impossibility is nothing in football. James Ward-Prowse is this one. Sends it to Paqueta, who playing Bowen. Bowen with a cross, but hey, blocked off. It deflected straight to the goalkeeper. And Sanchez responded
That would
when
be
he
offside
has
call.
because I think that would be an offside, even if the ball had gone into the back of the net. Oh, the flag also went up. All right there. So Chelsea back in possession. Marco Carella, the Spaniard international, right there straight to Enzo. Enzo finds Neto. Neto finds Malo Gusto. Malo
I think
Gusto playing
Malo
into
Gusto
the
he has
midfield.
really understood
Enzo Maresca
this
pattern.
what's it called, inverted
Right back
play,
row.
because he really struggled with it last season, but you
Yeah.
can see the flow of it up in this encounter. It has really been nice for him.
Yeah.
Esteva on the ball there. You can see him back to his right back position
Yeah,
right now.
straight, and you cross
cross
into
into
the
the
box. Blocked off by the West Ham defender Agad, the Moroccan international right there, who proves massive for Morocco in the last FIFA World Cup right there. So West Ham attacking down the right with Jared Bowen right there, and he wants to shoot, blocked off by both Tosin and Marco Carella. Marco Carella ready to put even his this thing on the line for Chelsea.
All right, throwing there to West Ham and finds out Lucas Paqueta be in the middle of the park for West Ham. West Ham looks to attack against Blues and look to get one goal for the fans in this one. The fans looks reduced on the pitch already. And West Ham attacking there might just be a chance to reduce the deficit, but Chelsea are not interested in conceding any goal. A cross into the box there, still Chelsea. And ooh, the woodwork to the rescue. And finally, we have the offside flag.
After
Oh, wow. And yes, it's going to be a goal kick up to Chelsea right there, as we are looking forward to the 70th minute, any moment from now, straight into the 69th minute. And this is the offside, the outside. I think after that shot was when the referee actually, actually blew that. Probably that goal have gone into the back of the net for West Ham.
yeah,
back in play.
we'll call it.
All right, straight into the 69th minute. About 21 minutes to play in this encounter. Oh, he got
It's
it.
like he likes diving with his right hand.
Chelsea making another substitution. It's going to be triple substitution for Chelsea this time around. You can see Reece James coming in, and also we also Wesley Fofana will be making his long time, and Gerald Atto will also be thrown into the. This is what we talk about squad depth.
Yeah, depth is
Marco
massive.
Correa. For last season, when you take Marco Correa out, there are some players, Marco Correa and what's it called? Moises Caicedo. When you see them, and Enzo Fernandez, when you see them all rolling on the floor.
No, not even Enzo.
Prayer God.
Mainly that Caicedo and Cucurella.
Let's guys just get back onto the top. And it's really good to see Wesley Fofana back, and let's see how much he can actually keep fit for Chelsea. He's a reliable and dependable centre back on his day.
On his day, really.
Wow, Somerville will be thrown into this encounter. Another fantastic player.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself the question, how was Somerville on the bench?
Yeah, but looking at it, the coach see him week in, week out on the training ground. Maybe he's not
Oh,
bringing
Walter
in the
Peters, sorry.
yeah, Kyle Walker Peters. Oh, he just
Yeah,
joined
that got
in,
from
yeah,
Southampton.
from Southampton, and I think he left Southampton on a
Sanchez.
free transfer. I think it was almost going to the Turkish league before West Ham call came in. And yes, West Ham back with the ball right there, and yes, that substitution has been made. Sushek makes his way for Kyle Walker Peters.
I really want Cesc
right
to
there.
go in this game. I really want Cesc to go come into this encounter.
Yeah, it should go to
Like,
at
this
least
like,
give
yeah,
him
it
a
looks like
game
minus
time.
same. That's about how many substitutions
I
being made
think
by
it's
Chelsea. That's
5,
four
so-
substitutions already being made by Chelsea. I think they have
That's
Yeah.
a chance for Wilson. Callum Wilson with the
scoring
ball.
that as early as possible. There
Oh,
was no need.
block-
There was no
blocked
need for
on
all
the
those lots of
Casado.
working there.
Yeah.
They should have hit it as first.
Yeah, and
And that
one
was a
time,
chance for them to reduce the deficit. You can see Waters, Peters, a reliable right back right from his days at Southampton. But he chose not to go. He chose not to relegate with Southampton this time around. And West Ham still in possession, looking to attack against Chelsea. Moises Caicedo with a last-ditch tackle there, and it's going to be a corner kick to West Ham against Chelsea. Look at the build-up play there, beautifully done. Opened up the Chelsea defense. After that first cut, I would have expected him to
Yeah.
take a shot there,
Yeah.
not dressing the ball as much as he was doing there.
yeah, he took too much time on the
too
ball.
much touch on
He
that.
could have picked the top corner instead of wasting that one, and the corner kick comes
It's
into the
corner
box.
kicks already in this encounter.
Yeah,
It's
it's
four
already.
apiece.
Yeah, 4 apiece it is. So, according to the corner kick, they will share the spoils in this one. But the goal has proved to be different. And Paqueta with a cross into the box.
You
And
have, to look at
Fofana
you have to look at
with this
Paqueta's time at West Ham. I think not making that move to Manchester City was
Yeah,
actually a big mistake for
But
him.
I
But
think
I don't think Manchester City will be coming back for him. You look
I
at
don't think so. They
Tijani
already
Reijnders.
got
What
Reijnders.
Reijnders is
player.
bringing into that? Oh my god!
Not just there's Sheki too.
Yeah, that's
who
right.
was
Even
fantastic.
Reijnders didn't start the last game.
Yeah,
He came off the bench
came
and
up
got a
and
goal.
got the goal. So,
So
I
when you
think
look at what Tijani is bringing into that
Mhm.
midfield, even Bernardo Silva might be having a lot of issues at Manchester, and I won't be surprised if they cash in on Bernardo
Silva
probably
also.
January or come end of the season.
And he's going towards the twilight of his
Mhm.
career. So
But
I
still,
think,
he's still a reliable
yeah,
player anyway.
really like
One of the sickest player you can always find. Talk about Bernardo Silva. Chelsea back in possession in the 72nd minute of this encounter, and they are not really ready to relinquish their lead in this encounter. And as the Chelsea goalkeeper there, you have to ask yourself the question, that is a killer pass there. And you're Chelsea looking to attack against the West Ham. What would they make out of that? Tries to play
the ball
to
from
the
Reece
back.
James.
And yes,
Esteban is
Esteban with a sprint charge.
Esteban.
What is that?
Should
What
have
is that
Oh
shot from
my
Esteban?
god!
He should have scored.
That's
the ball
one
from
too many
Reece
touches.
he
That is
killed
one
that
too-
assist.
That
one
was a
too
Kevin
many
De
touches there.
Bruyne-esque pass from Reece James.
Wow.
Oh, he killed that assist.
Broke the whole defense with one pass.
The run was actually good. The run was good from him. He got it here.
He could have
After
shot.
the, there was no need for that second touch. There was no need.
Oh. I
Probably
think we
because,
could have taken it one
Mhm.
time. Just one touch, then take the attempt at goal. But he lost that one already. Thankfully, it's not a decisive chance.
Yeah.
That
Okay, yes, that Chelsea
would
looking
have
to
taken
attack there.
that
That's
one.
what I love about Pedro Neto.
Mm.
After that first
He
touch,
doesn't
he
care.
got himself into the box. He's a shot nest.
will take it.
He wants to eat it next.
More
I think
serious.
probably the next substitution we might be seeing might be Jimmy Gittins coming in for
Yeah.
Esteval. That might be the next substitution Chelsea will be making. Should they be making out that substitution in this game? Might not be seeing what's it called? Esugo come into this one for Chelsea. But Chelsea will look to attack again. And yes, onto the wing. Finds Andre Santos. Andre Santos, that's the touch was actually too much there.
Too
And there's no
heavy.
Chelsea player to get onto that. It's going to be a throw in. And you can see it looks like João Pedro has been exhausted in this account already.
I think he should be leaving the field also.
That was what I was just going to say. Probably he should have been
Liam
withdrawn. Getting a goal into assist was good for his confidence. Liam Delap might have actually offered one. Of course, he will want to get a goal before the end of this game. But let's see. There's still a game to come against Fulham. I really fancy seeing Liam Delap going up front also in that encounter.
Yeah.
Okay, back in play there, right there. As Chelsea's back losing possession. West Ham looks to attack right there in the 74th minute of this encounter. We have barely 16 more minutes to play in this game between Chelsea and West Ham. West Ham comes forward to attack against the Blues right now.
Yeah, so West Ham with the ball. Walker will send it straight to Bowen right there, straight to Wan-Bissaka, back to Agard right there. And yes, West Ham trying to see if they can salvage something from this game or maybe reduce the deficit right there. So Paqueta with the ball trying to run into the space. And can he do one or two straight to Callum Wilson, who will start it straight to Walker Peters? And yes, can they create something? Jared Bowen at the edge of the box. Oh, two Chelsea players on him. He had to return it back and he crossed into the box. But hey, Sanchez comes out and grabs this one.
He's actually
and
good.
right now
He's actually good when it comes to that.
yeah, he knows how to grab the loose balls right there. So Stavio will restart play, finds Reece James. It looks like Reece James is playing more centrally than the normal right back. Fofana with the ball right now. And it's so good to see Fofana after suffering.
He should not twist his ACL. He should not twist his ACL again for me, please.
Honestly, he should not go again.
Robert Sanchez with the ball there for Chelsea. Looks inward and rolls that inward for the Chelsea player. Andre Santo on the ball there. Returns it back to the goalkeeper. This time around, he says, I'm not having any of that jokes from the Chelsea players. Straight into the part of Pedro Neto. Wan-Bissaka hugging him like his wife there. But he returns back onto his field there to get hold of the ball for Chelsea. Yes, Pedro Neto having a joy of a game today against this West Ham side. Chelsea in possession of the ball. What would they make out of that? Chelsea go back and finds Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana goes straight to the wing, finds Esteval. Returns it back to him there. Chelsea in the middle of the park is the captain, Reece James there. Finds Tosin Adarabioyo. Back to Reece James and looks forward there. Chelsea looking to build something beautiful from the back in this encounter. Finds Pedro Neto there. Pedro Neto with the ball there. What will he make out of that? And looking for a position there. That cutback was actually intercepted there by the West Ham defender.
Yeah, so Arthur with the ball right here, straight to Reece James. And yes, Chelsea enjoying their time. Looks more like
I think they look refreshed. When you look at it, at 70th minute, you're bringing in 3 new players against the side. Even Andre Santos was brought in at the 62nd minute. Is looking refreshed. Out of 11 players, you replaced 4. 4 refreshed legs.
And the last substitution, Gittins coming in for Estavio. I know you deserve your flowers if you said it that. Yeah, but I would have loved to see a Sugo.
Yeah, I would really love to see
a Sugo right there instead of.
I think he's still trying to build confidence in those boys.
Yeah, he said something about a Sugo that he really needs to, after one of the pre-seasons we had, he really needs to understand how we play.
And that was something he also said about Andre Santos. Andre Santos, and you can see Andre Santos now the way he has settled in to this Chelsea side.
But it took Andre Santos too. It took him time to get.
You have to look at it. Who Sugo is going to replace has to be directly Moises Caicedo. Even right now, Robbie Lavia position is not even looking missed in this side.
Honestly, when it comes to you have to
actually find it out. You actually find it out.
Because now Chelsea have
James,
one extra player in there. You just have to understand why the manager said he sees him more like a midfielder. But I think for me, he's best as a right back.
All right, Chelsea attacks right now. Pedro Neto coming back to face Diop there, who has really been a hard thorn in the flesh for a single who has been replaced in this encounter. Chelsea looks to attack there, beautifully done there. And you can see Ato, you can't really look, it does like the kind of defense splitting passes we also see for Kukureya. And we also get it from, Gerard Ato there. And here's Pedro Neto with the ball there. And here is also Wesley Fofana finds the centre back Pierre there. Chelsea in possession there. And back to the captain who is advancing up front and leading the charges to attack against this West Ham side. Just in possession of the ball there, sends it straight. Yes, this is a man who is always a joy to watch whenever the ball is on his feet and back in the middle of the park. Chelsea in possession there, and making it hard for West Ham to get onto the ball there, and he's trying to frustrate West Ham off the ball.
So it's Chelsea in possession right there. Moises Caicedo gets this one. It looks more like a training section for Chelsea for the past 15 to 20 minutes of this encounter.
Probably they should bring on Arsenal right now.
I think Arsenal will collect Woto. You see, especially if you see the way they perform woefully against Manchester. If they try that with Chelsea, they will cry at the end of the day.
You have Andre Santos on the ball there. Santos will attack, and for Chelsea there, drops it straight to Pedro Neto. And Neto looks inward into the midfield, finds his Chelsea teammate Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo finds Ato onto the wing there, finds Jamie Gittins. Jamie Gittins will approach the West Ham box. What will he make out of that? The former Borussia Dortmund. The midfielder, we're still looking for his first goal for Chelsea. Finds Wesley Fofana. And Fofana looks inward and finds Chelsea captain Reece James there. Reece James on the ball there, being bullied off the ball. Referee says that was an infringement. And it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea. 80 minutes gone of this game, and we have barely 10 more minutes to play.
Yeah, 10 more minutes to train very well.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Like he said, it looks like a training session. Just a joy to watch as a Chelsea fan. Happy days over the moon. This is how Club World Champions should play, and we're playing like Club
against West Ham
champions. Yeah,
well,
against
yeah,
West Ham.
you have to take that away. It's actually against West Ham.
It's actually against West Ham. So let's see what will happen at the end of the day.
I think the only team West Ham actually did better than last season has to be in that game against Manchester United.
Yeah,
and they both finished 15, 16, 17 around the same side on spots.
Yeah,
yes, and West Ham looking for a second goal against Chelsea at the 80th minute. We have 10 more minutes for them to find that 4 goals against Chelsea. It's going to be a corner kick to West Ham right now.
So corner kick to West Ham. Jared Brown, the English international, will be the one to take this one at this point in time. And it looks like our guard is actually telling him 1 or 2 at the end of the day. And for those who went for 9 corner kicks, they have
8.5 corner kicks.
Yeah, 8.5.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to them. Yeah, to the bookies right there. And yes. Oh, it seems World Prowse will be the one to take this one. And yes, 81st minute it is at the London Stadium. Half empty right now. Oh, headed out by.
Oh, they have to win. They have to make their way back home.
You think West Ham will be the better team on set plays? I mean, they have James Ward-Prowse, a fantastic set player.
You have Soshek has been placed in those games.
Yeah.
You look at the height also in the box.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, they faced off against a better team we had, set up defensively well, better placed than they organized than them in the second
half.
And
it looks like since Fofana came in, Chelsea switched to a 3 at the back, because Reece James has been mostly attacking with the ball and playing.
I still feel like Chelsea will get one more goal in this game.
Yeah, Chelsea might get one more goal, but with the way it looks, Chelsea is not really playing to get more goals. Just about maybe just doing it offside.
He should be watching the run, or he should be watching the run of his teammates there. And that's an offside call against Chelsea. The second minute is West Ham back in possession of the game of the ball as they're looking to reduce the deficit in this one. Haggard finds on Kilman there. Kilman will holds onto the ball for West Ham. What will he make out of that? Returns it back to Haggard so he doesn't get killed in the middle. Yes, Haggard with the ball there for West Ham.
But with the way it looks, there are some, how Madrid do their business. I think they're beginning to look at Enzo Fernandez. Do you see him? Not this window. And you look at the responsibilities on his neck right now, assistant captain of Chelsea, and he has grown into that, lovable figure he
at
stayed
Chelsea.
When
there was
issue.
shaky.
He stayed.
I think he also had his own fair share of those issues then, because he actually grew into this team late.
Yeah, he grew into it, and he has been one of the mainstays for Chelsea. And Pedro, you just have to give it to him. The way he's taking the ball to the opponent, really doing the good
I think we missed that in the first half.
Yeah,
we saw Estevao being bullied by Diop. But I think that has to do with the
and he's holding his knee. And one thing about him for injuries, I think last season was the only season I've seen that
there was a clash of the knees here.
Knee.
I just hope he'll be able to continue this game.
I just hope that he stands up.
It's so like Michael Oliver. We get to see yellow card in this encounter.
Well,
it's painful for
it is what it is. Maybe the players
Chelsea has exhausted all their substitution, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Chelsea have
5 substitutions already,
and it looks like he's in.
I think he should be able to continue.
And if not, Chelsea can still manage one man. That is 5-1. I don't think that.
All right, straight into the 84th minute. Barely 6 more minutes to play regulation time. You can see the West Ham fans are looking armless. It looks like their armor can't actually smash anything right now at the London Stadium. It's a free kick to Chelsea, and they chose a short one there. And into the middle of the park, he doesn't leave that to Moises Caicedo because he can take any shot from anywhere there. Chelsea finds out his teammate there. Chelsea in possession. Enzo Fernandez on the ball there. Looks inward into the defense there. Finds his teammate. Yes, Chelsea looks to attack there. And sends back onto the wing there. What would they make out of that? Jimmy Gittins on the ball there. Finds his teammate there.
That was beautifully done there.
But the first time as they look to attack against Chelsea, with they get a second goal against the Blues. Just regains possession. Referee allows play to continue. Says that was a fair challenge. They're just returning back into the art of defense. They're Wesley Fofana on the ball there. Looks in into the midfield and finds Rhys James. James back and asking for the ball.
The funniest thing, Casado is now drifting to the right hand side, leaving James in the heart of the...
When you look at the off, he's actually hard to beat whenever you go one-on-one against him. I think West Ham actually got themselves a fantastic, a fullback in that young man.
Yeah. They got a fantastic right back, but how can the coach harness the best potential I can get from him? But I think that if after this game, Graham Potter might be getting an ultimatum.
He's actually getting sacked after this game. After losing 5-1, losing 3-0. This is the EPL. They can be ruthless.
Yeah, they can be, but you have to consider the fact that they've not really supported him, and the idea of attacking right there for West Ham straight to Paqueta with the ball, 2 Chelsea players on him, and he has lost possession to Pedro Neto, but it will be a throw-in.
I think they learned this new form of defending, throwing your body into the line and winning the ball, because that was one of the tactics used by Trevor Chalobah to win the ball for Chelsea's it's just second goal in the first half. Yes, West Ham back in possession against the Blues right there at the 86th minute, 4 moments to play in the second half. It's Chelsea leading 5-1 against West Ham. And it's a 5-star performance from the Blues. West Ham comes forward there, looks to attack and looks to reduce the deficit. But this time around, they won himself a corner kick against Chelsea. Gerard Bowen, the England international, who has been missing in action.
But we saw Crystal Palace give Chelsea one hell of a game right there. But now I
think Crystal Palace actually did their own work very well.
Yeah,
because you look at the low blocks. It's not like Chelsea didn't play. Chelsea played that game, but they frustrated Chelsea.
The organization was crazy.
If you're going to play the low blocks, you have to understand. You have to know how to play it very well. That is what really matters. It's not about. It's just you look at Arsenal. They know that they want to get a goal from corner kicks. They get the first goal, close shop. It's always hard to beat either of the 2 centre backs, that's Saliba and Gabriel. So if they have been assured at the back, and that is the same thing we got from Crystal Palace. We look at the like of Maguire at the back there. It's always hard to beat him. He hardly makes mistakes at the back.
But it looks like he might go to Liverpool.
That is look like he's looking like
they
it
don't
does.
want to lose him.
Ibrahima Konate might be joining Real Madrid, so Liverpool are trying to also get someone to pair with Virgil van Dijk.
Konate too is going to the last
Real Madrid, I think he's going to final year of his contract sign. They don't want to lose him on free, just the same way they lose Trent Arnold to Real Madrid.
Well, let's say if Real Madrid will cover the cash, because it looks like Real Madrid now like free things.
I think it's about 30 million euros, so it's not really much for the value.
And I think that's about how much they will put down for Maguire too, because Crystal Palace has no choice than to sell now, because they don't want to lose him on the free.
Actually, finally we have the first yellow card. When I thought Michael Oliver would be given a yellow card in this game, who is the culprit? It's Gerard Hato getting the first yellow card in the second half. Look at that. Let's say that again.
You can see the competition they caught.
That should have been this guy getting a yellow card. That should have been Enzo Fernandez. I think it's Enzo who got the yellow card, not Hato.
It's Hato.
Oh, it was Hato who got the yellow card.
Yeah. Looking at the latest development few days ago, the competition they called the glorified preseason that Chelsea has won now. Bayern Munich, even Liverpool, that some of their legends were complaining, is actually talking to FIFA to make it a two-year tournament. Even Real Madrid.
You don't want to give Prowse a free kick here. This is his territory. Let's see if he can actually utilize this and put this into the back of the net. It's the 88th minute. A free kick won there by Prowse there. And was who got straight into that. It was first Fofana who gave that out. And you don't want to give Prowse a free kick. Let's see if he still has the mojo of scoring from this situation.
That what has happened to Rhys James happens to Fofana, because that's one of our best centre back. If that guy can stay fit the whole season, is one hell of a defender for Chelsea.
And I think that might be another reason why Chelsea don't want to rush into the market.
But I think what they are actually lacking now is this left centre back.
Yeah,
not
but
right.
Fofana can do the job.
He can do the job, but he's not a left centre back.
He's not a left centre back. Yeah, but
even Tosin being used there is not a left centre back. Tosin is also a right. Trevor Chalobah is a right centre back. You have what's it called? If not that, I think the relationship between Chelsea and Renato Vega really went sore I think I would have really fancied Vega.
But Vega is not the best centre back. That's one of the reasons.
I saw him at Portugal. I saw him play in that position for Portugal. Even at Juventus, he actually did well.
Yeah, but Juventus didn't want to.
They wanted another loan. They wanted another loan, not an outright buy. But Chelsea were interested in selling him outright.
And Chelsea has made.
But he actually started a lot of games for Juventus. Well, the mainstream missed this starter for them at Juventus. Yes, that free kick is not going to didn't go into the back of the net. And we're straight into the 90th minute of this encounter between Chelsea and West Ham.
Goalkeeper going to?
Well, you know, what Pross can actually hit it from that angle also.
Instead of attacking the ball, he will have to go back to his line. I think somebody needs to school this guy.
All right, straight into the 90th
Look at. Instead of attacking the ball, he had to go back to his line. Because he was already out. Instead of him staying on the line, when the ball comes, you read the direction of the ball and go for it. So goal kick to Chelsea, 90th minute of that encounter. And I don't think any West Ham fan will want to see a lengthy additional time in this one. And well, maybe we'll be looking at maybe Pedro as the man of the match.
Yeah,
looks
definitely.
No. João Pedro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Go
Pedro.
into assist.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we have two Pedro.
Oh,
Pedro
okay.
Neto is also on the pitch.
Yeah. So West Ham back in possession.
I think just like what's it called, Esteval. Jimmy Gittins also has a lot of work to do with his physicality. Probably that's one of the reasons. Maybe I'll actually accept that Chelsea needs to go into the market and get a player like Alejandro Garnacho, because I think he brings experience. Even though at the age of 21, he has over 100 appearances playing, capped playing in the EPL, and he'll bring in that experience for Chelsea. Chelsea will attack for one of their last attacks here. He has a Pedro Neto cutting inward with the ball there, but chose to go for a shot there and straight into the path of Jimmy Gittins there. And who sends another cross there with his great chance for Chelsea to go. But that is going to be a corner kick. And the Chelsea players are asking for a penalty. After 5 goals, they are looking for a penalty. How about try and be nice? And Agad went there, defended. Let's see that again. If that was actually what a penalty.
And that's a penalty.
He has his hands out there, but the referee might actually argue that yes, the hands were there already, but he nodded it straight into his hand. I think there's no way he was going to cut the hand off his body there.
Yeah.
It actually went into his hand, but I think it was actually deliberate.
The hand was outside the body also.
Is there a VR check on that?
There will be.
I think there's a VR.
Okay.
No, it's a corner kick.
Corner kick. VR has done it.
Okay, it's about 5 minutes or 6 minutes additional time, if I'm not mistaken.
3 minutes.
3 minutes additional time. The referee looks like he has seen a lot of goals on this game. There's no point. I'm giving more than 3 minutes. Corner kick to Chelsea there.
Can we get another goal from the
Pedro
corner?
Neto standing on this for Chelsea. Sends a long one into the box there. And it's a near post one there. Chelsea finds the ball, gets onto the ball back. And here's a Pedro Neto. Holds onto it for Chelsea. Looks in well there. Finds his teammates. Enzo Fernandez with a cross. But this one shouldn't threaten Emerson. And straight into the hands of Emerson, the West Ham goalkeeper. And he drops that straight into the point, into the path of his teammate there. West Ham will be looking to get a rally around it, gets one more goal in this one. Lucas Paqueta on the ball there, goes out wide and finds out the off. Returns it back to Paqueta. Paqueta holds onto the ball for West Ham as we get straight into the second minute, or into the third minute of 3 minutes additional time. This is the last minute of this game.
Yeah, last minute of this game it is. They have tried to play in the run of his teammate, but Rhys James was clever and he gets that one and sends it forward straight to Pedro Neto, straight to João Pedro, who will try to turn, and Neto takes this one and we run down the right, running into the box. Yes, arrives into the box. And it was
the run of
actually
Jimmy Gittins.
bullied.
Jimmy Gittins should be approaching the box immediately when just were on the turn for attack there.
So I think already in the last minute of additional time, anytime from now, I think the referee will end the game. So I think the 3 points is a Sokotilo case in favor of Chelsea.
3 points in the bag for Chelsea. And the referee has, blown the whistle for the full time. Chelsea 5, West Ham 1. What a performance from Chelsea. I felt West Ham, in the first 20 minutes were, kind of unpredictable. They could have got something with the game, with the offside being ruled out. But, Chelsea just kept being resilient and started firing and couldn't stop.
Say that again. Disappointing performance from West Ham against Chelsea. 5-star performance from Chelsea in this encounter. What a way to kickstart match day 2 of the EPL. And you can see the understanding, you can see the lecturing from the players to each other, trying to make each other get better. And looking at the next fixtures for both sides, West Ham will be traveling to Wolverhampton, another struggling side in the EPL. EPL, while Chelsea will be at home against Fulham in the EPL. Looking at the Chelsea game against Fulham, 3 points or another at games, another hard nut to crack.
Yeah, I think it will be a difficult game. We know from the low block, and they have players that can attack with the ball, the likes of Iwobi and co. So I think with this Chelsea squad, Chelsea should be able to do an easy one, maybe a 2-goal margin win over 4.
Okay, what about West Ham? West Ham against Wolverhampton. They'll be traveling through the Molyneux Stadium to face off against Wolverhampton.
I think these are two sides that are struggling. We saw Wolverhampton against Manchester City. We really
But that was
underwhelmed.
Manchester City.
Yeah, but Wolverhampton are a Premier League side. You should be, posing a threat, or giving Manchester City a more tougher time than they gave them. So I think it will be a very interesting game. Chance for West Ham if they've not sacked their manager. Chance for Graham Potter to prove himself.
This man is getting. This man is getting sacked.
I don't think
Okay,
they will
sack.
I'll actually remind you that he's getting
No.
sacked.
If he doesn't win that game, then 100%.
I think they will want to give him at least the international break to do something, and the transfer window also to support him. And I think that they are one team that is very strict in the PSL too. Sacking him, they will have to pay him off.
Yeah,
So
and
that
we know
was-
Graham Potter to be a lover of the money. 30 million pounds was what he got from Chelsea
Yeah,
after being sacked.
serious money.
Okay, yeah, so we have to look at it. Yes, it's ended the 5-1 in favor of Chelsea. What are we looking forward, or how will you rate this game? Your overall view of this encounter?
Yeah, I think that good game. The players respond. When you go down early in the game like that, sometimes it can be really, really disappointing for the players. But they rallied back as soon as possible, got the goal, and the rest is history. So maybe if they can learn from this game and never sit their spirit, and to keep throwing everything they have, despite losing their best player going forward for the past 2 seasons, they did well, came good, and at the end of the day, all 3 points.
Okay, what about you, Jimmy?
I think 5-star performance from Chelsea, 5 goals. When I saw Cole Palmer out, I was a little bit worried, but João Pedro came in, fit the pocket perfectly. With a 5-star performance in my opinion from him. 2 assists, that was his job in the number 10, and he top it off with a goal. Was really incredible. I think it was a wonderful performance from the Chelsea attack, which we know that's our strength. Is the attack. So underwhelming performance from West Ham, but fantastic performance from Chelsea.
Lastly, should Kopama be scared of his position right now?
No.
It's always a pleasure having you guys in the studio.
Oh, they've always
It's
a
a pleasure
pleasure.
to
I guess a 5-star performance from Chelsea 5 and West Ham 1 at the London Stadium, where performance from the Blues. I look forward to cement their performance. They go straight to the summit of the table. 4 points they have right now. 1 point from the game against Crystal Palace, and 3 points from this one against West Ham. As I look forward to the next game against Fulham at the Stamford Bridge. That game is going to be an early kickoff. But you can also join us tomorrow for the beautiful one between Arsenal and Leeds. That's 5:30 p.m. tomorrow as we run analysis of that game. That's about how much we can take on today's coverage of the EPL Match Day 2.